Yeah.
I was
All
gonna
right.
say that the finale is they finally get the X's to win on his shaved head tic-tac-toe. It's like 0-0, then we finally get the X's, baby, and that'll be it.
I
That's
like
his
that when
end.
he's
man, how
gonna wave his visa and say diplomatic immunity, and Holly's gonna shoot him and say, "It's been revoked. It's been revoked, Caleb."
how incredible would it be if every episode that has Brock on it, like there's like another, and they never say anything about it at all.
It's a
But the
new
fans
board.
are
It's a
the
new
fans, and they'll
tic-tac-toe
just
board.
notice that like the
You
game
have
is
to
actually
follow the
being
whole
played,
thing.
I love
and then
it.
the finale, there's like a line through it.
Treksploration.
Hello and welcome back to Treksploration. I'm Albie.
I'm Chris.
I'm John.
And today we have a very special guest. Matt is a television writer, producer, host, and actor with credits including The Goldbergs, Attack of the Show, At Midnight, and the host of After Trek. He hosts podcasts including Matt and Dory's Excellent Adventure, James Bonding, Indiana Jonesing, Talk Salad and Scrambled Eggs, and more. Along with Andrew Secunda, he hosts the best Star Trek podcast of all time, possibly the best podcast in any genre of all time, Star Trek The Next Conversation. Find them on Patreon and subscribe at the president's level. I rate Star Trek The Next Conversation 5 stars, and yes, this is my application for the Admirals Club. Standing at 5'10", he
You're in.
is the
You're in.
magnificent Matt Myra. Woo!
Hello.
Matt Myra, welcome
Matt
to
Myra.
Treksploration.
Enjoy the Admirals Club. You're in, buddy. That is some good stuff, Albie.
Woo!
I'm great. I'm happy to talk Trek at any point, even if it is Starfleet Academy I'm talking about. I'm still happy to talk Trek.
Wow, shots fired. Whoa.
Red alert.
Dios
I love it because
mío.
the one we do when we talk about Starfleet Academy, it's behind the Patreon paywall. So this is
Yep.
exciting for me to say it out loud so that people can hear it.
I get to listen to those because I'm the president.
You are, well, you're not the president. You're just in the president's circle.
Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, it's a great show you guys are doing. So, for people who don't know, what do you think so far of Starfleet Academy this season?
It is. Look, it is helping me adjust my whole feeling about current Star Trek. I realize that my version of Star Trek is gone and might never come back. But I also realize that this you got to kind of like feel it, be in the vibe of teen drama in space / in San Francisco, and if you embrace that, the show's much more palatable. You know, but is it my favorite Star Trek show? No. Is it my least favorite Star Trek show? No. But it exists, and I'm happy to see more Star Trek. I like to hang on to the things like when I was doing After Trek. I said to Hardwick, who used to do the Walking Dead after show, Talking Dead. In fact, we were supposed to call it Talking Trek, and then he was like, "No, you can't do that."
Right, didn't the Talking Dead kind of spawn that whole...
It did. It spawned the
Yeah.
whole like genre of let's talk about a show after it's aired. And I asked him after I saw the pilot for Discovery, I was like, how do you talk about a show when there's a lot of it you didn't enjoy? And he was like, it's easy.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is find the things you enjoyed and only talk about those things. So luckily, there is enough in Starfleet Academy that I can find things that I enjoyed and I can talk about those things.
I don't know. After Trek is not on the air anymore, maybe he didn't give you very good advice.
That's very true. It's so true. Well, I mean, I can tell you what happened there. They were like, how much are we paying for this show? Oh, we could get Will Wheaton in his living room for like a third of that. Let's do it.
Wow,
Yep.
I always kind of suspected that was his living room, but I was never sure. That makes a lot of sense.
Look, Will, I used to, and what was funny about it is I had to fly to New York every week to do After Trek. And like when I saw Will doing the Ready Room, I texted him and I was like, look, I'm just shot in the dark here, but do you happen to be flying back and forth to New York every week? He's like, nope. I was like, you son of a bitch. Anyway, I love Will. He also has a show he doesn't do anymore.
They're not in the after show genre anymore. It's kind of disappointing. I always look forward to that, but luckily,
It is.
the fans have made up for it. So this week we were talking about Star Trek, Starfleet Academy,
Sure.
Season 1, Episode 7, Ko'Zeine. Stardate, as far as we know, unknown. Original air date, February 19th, 2026. That's today. How about that?
That's today.
Written
Wow.
by that's today. Written by Alex Taub
Crazy.
and Eric Anthony Glover. Directed by Andy Armaganian. Is that right?
Yes, I don't think that's a
Sounds
question.
right.
I think that's
Something.
a statement of
Not
fact.
Andy
Say it like you
Secunda.
mean it
Not
now.
yet.
Andy
Andy Armageddon.
He'll
Man.
never hire any of them.
Armaganian.
Armaganian. All right. So Matt, question. I've listened to Star Trek: The Next
Yes.
Conversation since the beginning, I think, and I'm not
Mhm.
sure I know your Star Trek origin story. Could you tell us a little bit how you became a fan
Oh.
of Star Trek?
Wow. It's been a long time for me. It was sort of in just growing up in a house. I think a lot of us can relate to the fact that we grew up in a house that had maybe one or two televisions at most. And if you wanted to be watching television, you kind of had to watch what your parents were watching a lot of times. And my mother loved Star Trek. And by virtue of that, my older sister, Julie, who was 8 years older than me, she also loved Star Trek, the original series. So I grew up on the original series, and I can still remember when The Next Generation came out that our house was very pro TOS, anti TNG. But then my mother fell in love with Frakes, which I get. I mean, I fell in love with Jonathan Frakes too.
All of
And
us.
she started, yes, right? The man's blue eyes can really lift a lot of spirits. And he was the reason my mom was watching. And then I remember that being on more. And then I started to fall in love with TNG. And it sort of went from there. Obviously, once DS9 came out, we watched that every Friday. And we would get Chinese food at the house. It was like the tradition. Every Friday, Chinese food and Deep Space Nine. And then on Saturday, it would be the TNG for the final season and a half. Then Voyager was Wednesdays at 8. And that there was no Chinese food involved with that one. It was just we'd watch it. And yeah, I went to my first Star Trek convention, I think in 92, something like that. And I went to a ton of different Star Trek conventions in Boston, in the Boston area, and I never looked back. And I have been a fan ever since.
So good parenting.
I suppose that's really the crux of it, right? Yeah, my mom did well to teach me that Star Trek was the best show on television.
I do the same with Serenity. Are you doing the same with Henry?
I'm trying right now. He's so far the last week, I've forced him to watch 3 episodes of Star Trek. He's enjoyed each one.
Oh,
We
good.
watched The Next Phase, the TNG episode where Ro and Geordi think
Great
they're
one.
dead. We watched Take Me Out to the Hollow Suite. He's a baseball fan. I figured why not. My son has grown up with a painting of Benjamin Sisko in his playroom, like since his
Oh,
birth.
awesome.
Like there's a painting that Andy actually got me for my birthday one year because he said, "Well, who's your favorite captain?" I said, "Sisko," and he got me this beautiful painting off of Etsy, and it's him holding the baseball, and it's a portrait, and it sits in our playroom, and it's like the first thing you see when you go in there. And I'm like, Henry, this is the guy that has been staring at you playing your entire life.
This is the scary man in your room.
Sounds
This
weird
is-
when you put it that way.
No, he's our guy. I love Cisco, and
Yeah.
it's so fun to have him like get to see Cisco and finally go like, oh. So
So
Yeah.
so you're skipping around to the good ones. That's what I did at first.
Yeah.
Like the ones that
Yeah.
are like guaranteed enjoyment.
yes,
Yeah.
and then I
Doesn't
will
have to sit through like
force
Lonely
him.
Among Us or something.
Right.
Too short a season.
I'm gonna force him eventually. We're gonna eventually get into season 1 of TNG, and I don't know how that's gonna go. I might have to wait a couple years for his patience to really form. But yeah.
Chris, Starfleet
Yes.
Academy, Season 1, Episode 7, Ko'Zeine. Can you read us one of your infamous episode recaps?
Is it Ko'Zeine or Ko'Zeine? I can't
I
remember
thought it was
now.
Cousin. What's up, Cousin?
I think it was Ko'Zeine, like you're co-signing, like your best man, like
Right.
that. I
Yeah,
mean, I know it's
a little bit
Ko'Zeine,
all
but
that.
that's what I thought it
You're
was.
co-signing on his future. So
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It's like I endorse
Which he
this
didn't, but we'll
union.
talk about that in a little bit, I'm sure.
all right, so surf's up. It's spring break. Yes, spring break is still a
Woo!
thing in the 32nd century, and our cadets hit the beach for some fun, sun, and a heated rivalry with the War College kids to win the Battle of the Bands and save the Sausalito Hollow Rec Center from greedy developers who want to put up a Quarks bar. Okay, now, sorry, children of the 80s, myself included, you'll find no John Cusack, Courtney Thorne-Smith, or Curtis Armstrong here. What you will find is Caleb moping in the atrium, composing an awkward message to Terima, and giving us a brief recap of what has happened since the harrowing events of the Miyazaki. In the month that Terima has been recovering on Beta Z, everyone is trying to get back to normal, and the student body is set to leave for All Worlds Day. Jaden is going to spend time with Kyle and Ibiza. Sam is up and running but still glitching. She is heading to a special holotech rehab spa to get fixed up, and Genesis is going to join her family in Mumbai. But not so fast. Ake informs Genesis that she is recommending her for the pre-command track. Genesis is stoked. Or is she? Meanwhile, Caleb is set to go to a host family, but he's having none of it. He's mad at Ake for not getting any info about his mom from Nus, when everybody was dying and heads were exploding. How come you didn't ask about my mom? Ake agrees to let him stay at the academy and just hang. Really? Okay. Meanwhile, Darum is apparently abducted and taken through a portal to parts unknown. Jaden witnesses this and jumps into the breach after him. Turns out that Darum has been taken to the sunset moon somewhere in the Kionian realm. It's remarkably Vulcan-like and kind of weird when you consider that Kionians are fish people, right? I mean, they're fish people who can look like
so, yeah.
humans if they choose. Anyway, Jaden comes in hot, brandishing a huge rock and declaring that it is a good day to die. But it turns out that Darum has been abducted for a wedding ceremony, and he declares that Jaden is his Ko'Zeine, or best man. Jaden has stumbled into what is essentially a Kionian rehearsal dinner. Darum explains that the sunset moon is the ceremonial location for this party, and that it dried up when the core stopped spinning, which is a long way of explaining that you won't see any fish people who look like fish people in this episode. Turns out that Darum has an arranged marriage with his boo Kyra, but he's freaked out because the wedding was supposed to happen a few years down the line. BT dubs, Kyra is royalty. And sorry, Darum, I accelerated the wedding because my parents are abdicating early, so we have to step up and be king and queen of the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. Darum seems really cool with this. Let's do this. I made a commitment and I love you. Jaden is set to leave to go back to Kyle, but Darum begs him to stay. Jaden says Darum is just doing this to please his parents and meet societal obligations, but he agrees to stick by Darum's side. And Darum is so obviously into Jaden. I didn't see it at first, but I'm seeing it now. He says he doesn't want to leave the academy, but he made a promise to be king. He can't just bail on his family the way Jaden did. The inevitable spat follows, but Jaden comes through in the end, delivering a heartfelt Ko'Zeine toast that celebrates Darum's selflessness. Kyra is so moved by Jaden's words that she releases Darum from his obligations. She will rule as the lone fish queen. Back at the academy, Caleb is sunbathing in the atrium and is surprised by Genesis, who has also decided to stay at the last minute, supposedly to get ahead on her studying. She convinces him to have some fun. Let's play toxic or non-toxic, which consists of sticking their hands into samples in the science lab. Gags abound. Caleb's ears grow. There's a warp slug. They chase the slug around, barely steering clear of Reno, those rapscallions. But interlaced with this romp is serious talk about why Caleb hasn't actually spoken to Terima since the day of the ambush on the Miyazaki. He's still freaked out about the intimate moment they shared in her head. Genesis is also having doubts. doubts. Is she on the pre-command track because of her highly placed Admiral Dad? She decides they need to hack their way onto the bridge. Once there, she calls up a programmable matter computer key that will get her into every database on the ship. Caleb is all like, hey, you just been playing me this whole day to get onto the bridge. And she's like, I have to hack into my Starfleet transcripts. I altered my letters of recommendation to get into the academy, and when Ake submits my stuff for review for the pre-command track, the jig will be up. Reno catches them. Ake comes back. Genesis confesses. The recommendations actually pointed out that Genesis is driven mainly by fear. Aki says, we all have flaws. Use this as a learning experience or something. But you're out of the pre-command track, and what's more, you're both on double secret probation. Now hit the road. All World's Day is over and everyone is back from break. Darum and Jaden seem to forget all the growth they've just experienced, and Caleb finally sends his message to Tarima. Then they hit the beach one last time and play space volleyball as beautiful meteors rain down over San Francisco Bay. 'Cause it's spring break, yo! Spring break on Star Trek, Starfleet Academy. This episode 7. That's why I'm wearing this shirt, this ridiculous shirt, because it's spring break.
I love it.
Thank you. I was waiting for the soundboard, so yeah, I've had Surfing USA in my head ever since I saw this episode. So
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chris. That's very, very good.
yeah,
Enjoy your
it was interspersed throughout the episode, but it's just easier to write the recap, all instead of going back and forth and back and forth and back and
So much more happened in your recap than the episode. That was amazing.
I'm just thinking of Courtney Thorne Smith now, so that's a net
Sure.
gain for me.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
All
Why
right.
wouldn't
So let's go with first impressions. Matt, can you give us your first
Yeah.
impressions of this episode? Break the ice.
Well, I think it was a sort of a cop-out by the writers to jump it a month rather than picking up in the decimation that we saw previously at the end of you got to shortcut everybody's emotional turmoil and stress that they had just been through by jumping it a month later and setting it, as Chris so finely put, at spring break, baby. Where's my air horn? Yes. Okay. I think there was I was looking forward to some sort of character development that was not a shortcut, and I felt like the time jump allowed them to shortcut it. That said, I was also of two minds about this. I was also kind of like, all right, at least I don't have to deal with the classic new Trek PTSD that everyone gets, and we can sort of move on in a somewhat expedited way. And so that's my first that's my first impressions of the show. I'm talking like Act 1, Scene 1.
All right. Now, probably the most famous Ko'Zeine we have here, Mr. John Irons. That was Ko'Zeine along with Keegan-Michael Key. What were your first impressions of this episode?
Well, that's a deep cut from our show. You have to go
You
back
are
a couple episodes for
grossly
that.
misrepresenting my relationship with Keegan-Michael Key.
Just a little bit. You were
Whom I met
co-groomsman.
once.
Co-groomsman. Yes.
Correct. We were in the wedding party together. Not my wedding party.
But you were
My
Ko'Zeine,
fir-
right?
It's not what we called it. My first
No.
impression, my very first impression actually was the same as yours, Matt.
Yeah.
Like, not a lot happened this episode. But at this point, I've seen it 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
So more happened than I thought initially. Uh,
Yeah.
Because I was like you. I was like coming off of the drama and the pathos and the epicness of the last episode. It just kind of settled down again to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do think I will give them credit for doing a good job of introducing humor back into the show.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't feel like they just ignored what happened. So I feel like they did kind of balance the gravity of what happened with the humor of this episode. Although the humor wasn't especially good, I feel like it was
Right.
delivered fine.
Sure.
I feel like it
Sure.
was delivered fine. First
And also,
impression
but
overall.
I was
Go
gonna say
ahead.
that to that point of the humor, and it is kind of like a real it's a real shortcut to like, oh, we want to be funny again, so let's jump it a month and then we can be funny again. It's harder to be
Yeah,
funny in the midst of what just happened, and I think you could do it. They
I
had
think
one
that's
decent joke in that last episode she's like fireflies, and he's like, is that the name, or are we still workshopping in the
oh,
midst of what
that's
was
true.
happening? I was like, you know
That's
what,
true.
you can do it. You
That is
can
awkward.
drop a
Yeah.
joke in, and it'll
Yeah.
it'll go. But anyway, yes.
Uh, we can go into the specifics of like scene by scene what I think they did and what I think they didn't do. Um, I slightly disagree with you, Chris, about the development. Yeah, Darren didn't develop at all, but I don't think Caleb. You're like Darren forgot his development. Like I don't think he developed. Yeah, Caleb forgot his development. I don't think he developed. I think.
Uh-huh.
Now it was
I
more
Uh-huh.
of
think. I
these. I
think they.
mean, we can
I
get
think they
into
came.
that.
Yeah, I think they came back the people that they left as. Darren maybe knows himself better now, so he's like just embracing the asshole mantle even more than before. Even though they know he's not really an asshole, but you also know he really is an asshole. There's layers to his assholiness. He's like an ass tiramisu.
You just came up with the name of this episode.
I'm so sorry, Chris. My first impression.
Um, I'm a little disappointed, a little bit like wondering, like scratching my head. I recall at the end of the last episode when we were speaking to Sean about the Miyazaki disaster and everything that happened in Come Let's Away. I felt the show had really turned a corner, that it had gone up a level, and that it really couldn't go back to being the show that it was. And then this episode comes on, circumventing all of that, and, oh, yeah, it can. It can be the show it was. They can go back to being goofy kids on the promenade doing spring break shenanigans. And at first, I was a little bit let down by that, but then I thought of this is like maybe in a grand Star Trek tradition. What did we get after Best of Both Worlds? We got
Family.
Family, which was a smaller episode focusing on a couple of characters, very low key, a lot of different growth, a lot of different focus that you wouldn't normally find on a Star Trek show. What did we get after the BS season 4 premiere of Enterprise when they finally wrapped up the temporal Cold War and the Xindi arc? We got Home, which to
Mhm.
me, Home is maybe the best episode of Enterprise. I love that. So this to me follows in the footsteps of that idealistically, like in the vein of that, but I don't know at the end of the day that this would stand up like either of those episodes would. So there's some stuff to discuss, but it's not where I expected us to go after Come Let's Away. How about you, Albie?
Um, I like episodes where not a lot happens, so that doesn't really bother me. I kind of like day in the life and things going
Okay.
on. Something happened
Mm.
with Darum's wedding, and I thought it was a little, reminiscent of maybe Amok Time in some ways. But it's hard to do like almost 1,000 episodes of Star Trek and not like kind of hint at other feelings of other
Mhm.
episodes. The time jump did bother me a little bit, but only because we didn't get to see Holly Hunter wrestle with her sister in mud. Um, uh, but
I'm
I
sorry.
ship
What?
I ship.
I don't get that at all.
That's a reference to Home and Jean-Luc and Robert. Was it Robert?
Yeah, I think
Family.
so. His
Okay.
family, his brother. Yeah, yeah. Picard had to deal with his Borgified trauma. So a lot of mud wrestling, but it would have been better with Holly Hunter, I think. But that's just me.
Thank you.
I ship Jaden and Darum, so I kind of enjoyed this a little bit. Side quest of theirs that was interesting. Uh and I just liked Caleb and Genesis getting to know each other a little bit better. So not a lot happened, but it was fun. And it was like a palate cleanser between the trauma
Mhm.
episode and maybe things to come. So that's what I think.
Chris,
Yeah.
I agree with everything you were saying about that downbeat episode after the big, shebang, right? But I think that the difference here is that instead of dealing with 26 episodes every year, we only have 10.
I
And
Yes.
was gonna
because
say the
we
exact
yes,
same thing.
and
Yeah.
because we only have 10, it's a commodity. The time you're giving to each character is a commodity, and the time that you're giving to the stories you're trying to tell is a commodity that you can't waste. You shouldn't waste. I wish Star Trek was 26 episodes a season again, but it's not. So when it's not, I think there has to be more of a sort of realization that like we don't really have throwaway episodes. Like we can't really be doing that because there's 10 of them. If you were doing throwaway episodes every third episode of TNG, you'd end up with math, whatever, 6 of them in a season, and it'd be like, what are we doing? So I think that there's like, and it really like sort of gives you real whiplash in a 10 episode season to go from what we did, Come Away. What was the name of the episode?
Let's
I hate
Come Away.
Shakespeare names.
Come Let's
Yeah,
Come
Away.
Let's Away. I
Yes.
do not like Shakespeare named episodes for many reasons, not the least of which is I can't remember them. But I think like to do that and then come to this episode, if the show was like, if we had, think about it, if we had 20 more of these in front of us right now, sure, I'm on board with this. But if we only have 3 now, there's only 3 left.
I'm
See,
gonna argue
that's
with you on that, but
I was
yeah.
let me just I'm sorry, Chris.
No problem.
It's so interesting because I was thinking the exact same thing with the exact same conclusion, or the exact opposite conclusion. Because we only have 10 episodes. I feel like that absolves them, that kind of justifies okay, we skip ahead a month. Not that if they were just like completely fine afterwards, then like then no, there's like, we don't want to go back to TOS where like every episode is its own little, nothing translates to anything. But because there's only 10 episodes, we can't necessarily spend one. um I mean, I would love one where we see them heal or whatever, but I also get, whatever they are a commodity. I'm saying, you get what I'm saying. Me
Yes,
stumble,
yeah.
good podcast.
You talk good sometimes, John.
I do.
And we want to hear you out there in YouTube land talk good to us. Let us know what you think about this episode. Matt, I'm going to come back to your points after I do the spiel and the shill. You can do so by commenting down below here at youtube.com/@Treksploration. You can also join our Patreon community. That's patreon.com/Treksploration. There you'll find many ways that you can support the show, different patron levels that Albie keeps inventing every week, it seems. So go there, check that out, become part of our patron crew. You can get us on Blue Sky at treksploration.bluesky.social.
Blue skies,
I've
smiley,
never,
nothing
ever,
but blue
ever
skies.
logged onto Blue Sky.
I
So
see?
I don't know. It could be a hotbed of topics over there. I'm not sure. Email
It's a
us.
great place.
Email us everything that you want to say about this episode, treksplorationpod@gmail.com. Also send us photos. We'll put them in the credits. Albie
Uncensored?
includes them all, and he always says uncensored, which makes me very uncomfortable. You can also send us anything you like to P.O. Box 542, Bayport, New York, 11705. That's P.O. Box 542, Bayport, New York, 11705. I want a warp slug when I open up the P.O. Box. Next weekend. Anyway,
Someone
and
just
there's
send them an
also
empty box. Just send them an empty box, a slimy box, and tell them that it's
please
warped out.
don't. Please don't. There are many ways to support the show in a one-time manner. Albie's going to put up QR codes for PayPal and Venmo and Zelle and Cash App, and I think, are we still on buymeacoffee.com? You can
We're on
buy us a
everything.
coffee yeah, we're on everything. So if you can think of a way to
Shoebox
support
at
the show,
20s.
Albie has. Yeah, Shoebox at 20s at that P.O. Box 542, Bayport, New York, 11705. And in supporting the show, in becoming a patron, you can join the ranks of our intrepid Treksploration crew. That includes our special lifetime member, the Omnipotent Willard. And also our crew. That's how I know Albie has got a little bit of a delay. And our crew of intrepid Trek explorers. That includes a new cadet. We have a new cadet, Roger Geiger. Hello, Roger.
All right.
Yay.
He
Welcome
joins the
aboard.
ranks of our crew. That also includes our cadets Listen Linda and Rick Tatro, our Lieutenant Commander Scott Seligman, Cosplay Dad, and Christian Daljo, and of course our esteemed Captain Charles from Texas, Captain on the
Charles.
Bridge. Thank you one and all for all you do to support the show, and for all of you that are on our Patreon page and part of the community
Thank you.
there, whether you pay or not. We'd love to have you. We'd love to hear from you, and please like, subscribe, share, and for everybody that's found our show since Starfleet Academy appeared, our numbers have gone way up because we have Star Trek influencers like Matt Myra. He wouldn't talk to us, but you've been watching and now he'll talk to us. See how that works? That's something else.
I would argue all it took was an email.
No, it's all thanks to you out there in Treksploration land. Don't you listen to that man behind the curtain, behind his paywall over there at the next conversation. So thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, and spreading the word about Treksploration. We've been growing by leaps and bounds, and it's because of you and everything that you're doing for this show to spread the word and make us Trek influencers in our own right. Thank you very much. I'm wearing this shirt now. This is going to be all over the internet pretty soon, I think. Right? I think I got this shirt. I think I got the shirt at Cheap John's in 1987.
No relation.
Cheap
Speaking of
John's.
shirts,
Now-
check out our store down below.
Oh yeah, we have shirts. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we could do something like
Yeah.
this. Come
We got
sue
the
me. Come
merch.
sue me for taking this pattern. So
You know, you guys
yeah.
have really nailed the monetization thing. I'm very proud of you all.
Well, I mean, we've nailed the idea of the monetization thing. We're still waiting for the money to start rolling in.
Yeah.
For a show for a franchise about a franchise that has no economy, you guys have really nailed it. I'm really proud of you guys.
Thank you, Matt.
We
Thank
are
you so much.
pre-post scarcity.
Right. So now I'm going to tell you why you're wrong, Matt. Are you ready?
Yes, please.
I don't think that this is a waste of an episode. Our friend Allison Pregler often says that her favorite episodes are the throwaway episodes, and I happen to agree in part with that. Those are the episodes where you get character building. Those are the episodes where you'll remember things instead of just like an action piece or a set piece. And one of the biggest criticisms of Disco and a lot of the new Trek is it's sort of the 10 episode like gauntlet. Like everything has to be leading into the next thing, and it never stops. Disco was like terrible about that. There was barely any character development, and the only way they could think to like cram it in was when everything is going to blow up in 5 seconds. They would stop in the middle of the corridor and have a 20-minute heart to heart. So I think that this at least balances the season out a little bit. It gives us a breathing space. It gives us some room to at least explore the characters in a way that is very difficult to do in a 10 episode season. If you want to talk about wasted episodes, dumb filler episodes, look at season 2 of Picard. Look at season 1 of Picard. I mean,
Well,
that
you look at 90% of the episodes of Picard. You can say that. Like that is season 2 of Picard is the worst season of television I've ever seen. Like
no,
by
I'd say
far.
season 1 is worse. Season 1 is worse.
No.
Just for
No.
you're a writer. No, it does every single thing wrong when it comes to TV writing. Every single
I will
thing.
tell. At least if you like, because someone still needs to explain season 2 to me. That's the problem with season 2. I do not understand. I still don't understand. Q caused the season. Q was the antagonist, but the secret protagonist. Like what was that?
But we got to see John Delancey. Just cool your jets, man. I agree. It was a mess.
You got to see. This is the whole thing in Alex Kurtzman's Trek is like, shut up, everyone. You got to see this. And it's like, well, maybe I didn't want to see that. Not like
I
that.
don't even remember season 2 of Picard. Is that the one with the
Nor
Borg
should you.
Is the new queen?
Yeah,
I
Time
will tell
travel?
you.
Is that the time travel?
Yes.
travel.
That was the one where the whole crux of the season is set up by Girardi not taking her mask off when she first appears. Like she's
Yeah.
terrifying everyone because she's the Borg queen and she's blah, 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 blah. Whereas if she just had the mask, it was like, oh, hang on, guys, it's me. Long story.
That would have solved everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I have to
But
say, I mean, at least they're not relying on that BS mystery box. We've spoken about the mystery
Oh,
box ad
on this
nauseum
program?
here.
The Starfleet Academy, you mean? They're not
Yeah,
relying on the mystery
there's
box. For once, I would say they're almost not relying on it, but we are still stuck with the mystery, the season-long mystery of where's Mama, you know? That's the
yeah,
season-long
but
Yeah,
mystery
but
not
if
here.
every episode hinges on the next step to
Yes,
finding Mama.
very true. Very true,
Yeah,
which is
that's
the
true.
opposite of Discovery, like you said, where the Red Angel
Mhm.
was, they as I've said many times, in certain circles, the Wrath of Khan ruined Star Trek, and it ruined Star Trek by being so good. And it made Star Trek be a thing where people thought, here's how we make good Star Trek. We need an arch villain, and that arch villain has to be there a number of times. And because I don't know anything else to do, I'm going to redo the Wrath of Khan because it was so good. So then you have Kurtzman who steps into the franchise, and it's like, well, what do we do? I don't know. Wrath of Khan's pretty good, right? People like that. Well, why don't we just do that every year? We'll try that. Well, what'll it be? I don't know. Well, they'll figure it out, and they don't really ever figure it out. I just think, so I think that the cyclical nature of Star Trek, even now, I think is really hindered by how good the Wrath of Khan was. Like I have a love hate
Fair.
relationship with the Wrath of Khan.
Mhm.
I feel like this show is maybe the first one of the new track that's doing like the format of the 90s where each episode is its own episode, but there is a season-long arc. The Buffy to me is like the best example of that. Like
Mm,
the start or the end of every episode, like they'll mention what the big bad is, but they may not like that's not who they're fighting this week.
right.
But there is a little, you get a little piece all the way up until you get to the season finale, and the season finale makes sense. I'm hoping
This week they're
that
fighting with themselves internally,
well, sure,
you know?
that's fine.
Sure. Sure.
That's fine.
Sure.
She's fighting fear. He's fighting also fear.
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of the thing, right? Like, you talk about
Kaya's
home
fighting
and
the sun.
you talk about, family, and it's like, yeah, I love character development as much as anybody. I loved seeing the Rozhenkos and Worf and sort of getting to unpack what Worf was and that caught between humanity and Kronos and, like, just that relationship, that, like, wonderful, like, old Russian enlisted man from Starfleet. Like, that was a beautiful that I loved that. Seeing Worf and his mom, the prune juice, like, just like I love those things about Worf. I like, but then you got the thing that was interesting about this episode of Starfleet Academy was there was there was nothing learned about Darum, for instance, that made him any different than he was at the start of the episode. There was nothing learned about Caleb that made him any different than he was at the start of the episode. I learned nothing about Genesis that made her any different than she was at the start of the episode. And I think Jaden was the only one who had any real character growth.
Hmm.
I could be wrong,
Hmm.
but to me, it felt like Jaden put aside his, like, first real feelings for Darum and what an asshole he was, et cetera, to come bail him out at the wedding and inadvertently lead to, I don't know, possibly ruining the rest of his life by getting his queen to say, "Get out of here." And I love
Yeah.
Yeah.
all of those fish people, like, turning a real stink eye at him the second that she went over. I'm like, "Oh,
What did she
gross."
tell them?
I don't know, because it wasn't what she said, because that's not the
Yeah,
reaction you would get from that.
no, it was not great. I would
Well,
go ahead, Chris.
I would argue that we did get some kind of growth from Genesis because we've seen her as nothing but like highly competent up until this point. So to find that she's got an Achilles heel,
She's
I think
got
that
mom and dad
it's
issues, which she said in the Calico episode, and that was her real
no,
crux in
no, it
that
wasn't
episode.
that. It
She
was
was
that
dealing with the family
she
episode.
actually forged her letters of recommendation or altered them. I mean, she
Altered.
committed, yeah, she committed like
Because of, let's hear it. Why did she do it?
because they said that
Because of her
she did
relationship with her
everything.
father.
See, I
No,
don't
that
think
wasn't
so.
it. That wasn't it at all. She said it was
I
because
think that was the bullshit that she was telling to Caleb, but I don't think that was the real reason. I
the
think
telling me
letters
I
of
bought the bullshit?
recommendation. You bought the bullshit. See, she's
Oh my
very
god.
charming.
she's
She's
very good
very
at
charming.
lying.
But
Very
she said
charming.
that the letters pointed out that she lives in fear. She's motivated not by competence, but by fear, and she feels like she needs to be where she's got to be, uh, because she's afraid if she's not. So I don't know
Uh-huh.
that that's a daddy thing. I think that's just like
I think when
I
your
think
daddy's an
that could be like a
admiral,
natural
it's a
thing.
daddy thing. To me, it's a daddy thing.
Okay.
That felt like a daddy. I mean, look, that's me. I never became an Eagle Scout, and it's bothered my dad to this day. He still brings it up.
I would. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at your trauma.
No, it's
I would
okay.
say,
I got as far as
uh,
Weeblo. I got as far as Weeblo, and then I had to quit.
I was a
That
life
makes
scout.
both of us.
I had one merit badge to earn, and I would have been an Eagle, but that's beside the point. Can you guess which
Wow. It's
merit
never
badge it
too
was?
late.
I'll tell you.
even now,
Physical
Citizenship.
still not
fitness.
proud.
Physical fitness, guys. That's the one. I was like, no
Every
thanks.
everything you've accomplished, still
You
holding
want
the
me to
eagle
swim a
badge over your
mile?
head.
You know what's funny is I said this to my wife, and then in my dad's wedding speech, he brought it up. So, like,
Wow.
I feel like at Genesis's wedding, her dad's gonna get up there and go, she
Right.
forged her letters of recommendation to get into Starfleet.
I would say that um, you don't see growth in Durham per se, but it's almost like you see how much he's grown because it's the first time you see because what's her name, Kyra
Kyra.
Kyra
Kyra, I think.
Kyra
Kyla.
Kyra.
Queenfish.
It's in
I wrote it
it's in
down.
my thing.
It's Kyra.
Fish lady.
Kyra. It's Kyra.
Yeah.
Fish lady from
She
New Zealand.
okay. She said she said you weren't like this before. Like you're all confident and everything. Before you were, you just catered to me and you were like so like please like you just he was, I guess, meeker, or at least the Durham that Caleb knows is not the Durham that was on the planet before. So you could argue that we didn't see any growth in him, but that's because the growth, or at least the change, already happened, which we know now because we get a glimpse as to who he was before. So I would say we know more about him, even
I
though
guess
we don't
we
necessarily
know that
knew a new side.
we know that he was a different character before the audience met him being a bully,
Yes,
which to me is that he's the same as he was when we met him as a character.
I
You know
suppose
what I
that's
mean?
fair.
It's just like that whole like let's throw in a backstory for the sake of backstory rather than like
Mm.
let's throw in backstory that I'm still like a little like, well, what was his whole hang up? Like I thought we were gonna get a big deal with his parents because of that whole episode of him dealing with his parents not messaging him back. He's sending out all those letters, and then we're going to this planet. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be an interesting development. We're finally going to meet those parents that have loomed so large over the story of this character. And we get there, and possibly his parents are out of focus in the background. I don't know.
That's them.
It
That's
was
them.
wild that they wouldn't
Yeah.
have a exchange of dialogue. I get like not wanting to pay the extras for their 5 lines, but like just write them. Just write the
I'm
dialogue.
I'm
Let's see what the
I'm
parents are saying.
I'm with you on that one. I completely
Yeah,
agree
we should have got
because
Sarek and Amanda.
she makes the point. It's like, oh, so your parents are here. It's okay. And so we see
Yeah.
like they're standing behind him. That's them. And it says in the credits,
Is
like,
it really?
yes, she's in the blue
Oh.
dress. He's standing next to her, and there's like the officiant. Like, that's them.
Wow.
They
Okay.
don't acknowledge it in any way. I completely agree with you.
That is
Like,
wild. That
yeah,
scene
Wonder if
with
it got cut.
Tig, that scene with Tig is so
maybe.
heartbreaking where he's like, "Is my pad broken?" And she's like looking at it and she's like, "Look, here's some advice for people who aren't reaching out." Like that was a good scene. I really enjoyed that scene. That was good character development for Darum. So you set that up And yeah, you're like, I'm like, I've bought into this. I've bought into this aspect of the character. Where are we going? Ooh, a marriage. Oh, the parents are coming. You're mentioning this in dialogue. This is exciting. We're definitely going to have something to say. I wonder what they're really like. I wonder if he's exaggerating about what they're like, or if they're, you know, really just cold-hearted sons of bitches who don't even give the child the time of day unless he's perfect. But we get none of that, which I thought was like weird.
Especially after he blew up the ceremony. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he could not have screwed up worse. He missed one note and they just left. And here he's
Yes.
destroyed the
Yeah, he's an old
The
he
plan,
created
the
and I know
plan
that
for
he
the
didn't do it.
planet's future gubernatorial stance. He has
Yes.
blown it to smithereens.
He has
Hey, well,
completely
he has.
shifted.
And Kyra's the one.
I know
He was
I
ready
know
to go
yes,
through
but
with it.
I'm talking about in his parents' eyes.
You saw the stink
This
eye
is
though he
clearly
got,
this is
right?
definitely going to be his fault.
Yeah, you saw that stink
Jaden's
eye.
the one who sabotaged it, though.
I don't think
Not on
so.
purpose.
Jaden
I
just
don't think
spoke
that was
from
on
the heart.
purpose.
You don't think
Yeah.
on purpose?
I don't think on
No,
purpose.
I mean,
Maybe
if
it
it
was just
was
a
on
little bit
purpose,
coming out.
that is a beautiful dastardly angle for Jaden, and I'd like that to be explicitly told to the audience that was on purpose. That would be amazing. But I think it was a genuine, like, here's the guy I know now. He's not the guy that
Mhm.
stole my binoculars. He's this guy, you know?
I feel like the character development between Jaden and Darum has been so uneven. And
Mhm.
I was on the side of I don't think that Darum is into Jaden until this episode. I
Same.
really thought that the thing in his quarters during the debate episode, during the Jaden episode, was just, like two guys bonding and helping each other out. I didn't see anything romantic about that. And I feel like, Darum is like he kind of says in the third episode that, he's pansexual, he's poly, he does everything. So I didn't think that he was looking at Jaden in that light. I just thought that, he has many cons in this. He's like, say hi to your sister, say hi to your sister, say hi to your sister, say hi
Say
to your
hi to your
sister.
mom for me.
Yeah. So I mean,
Okay,
I
I
didn't
can
I
understand what you're
didn't
saying. That makes
see
sense.
I didn't see that they would have because why does every relationship have to have a romantic overtone to it? That to me is just as
I
silly
think that's
as
the teen fun of it. That's the teen drama of it.
yeah, I guess, but now in this episode, I'm fairly convinced that Darum has something for Jaden. I don't know if Jaden has something for Darum. Is
Yeah,
it
he
the
does.
Sam? Is it Sam and Diane? Will they? Won't they? I don't
I
know.
hope not.
I think it's
It's like
more Sam and Kirstie Alley. I think it's more like that, where like Kirstie Alley had
That
no
was
interest
that was
in
a lot
Sam
more fun.
whatsoever. Yeah, but she had no interest in Sam whatsoever. But Sam was like, I would if I, but because I can't that I want to, and it was like that relationship, which was very different. But yeah, I think yeah. So it's like Jay. So and then they correct me if I'm wrong. They're playing up the. As I said to Andy in the last episode I recorded, they're not going for a love triangle. It's a love pentagon on the show. So we're hitting it from all the angles. We got your Genesis, Tamira, Caleb situation, which it could be its
mhm.
own quadratic equation in and of itself. Then we have Jaden, Darum, and what's his name? Blonde
Kyle.
dude?
Kyle.
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 Is he like is he from the long lineage of Kyles, like from Ensign Kyle? Is he?
No, I just like saying Kyle. Shout out to
Uh,
South Park.
so yeah, I mean, so there is a lot of that. There, and that's sort of like I take that part and parcel with the college setting. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Right.
You want to have your Dawson and Joey and
Yeah. And I
yeah,
love that kind of stuff. So that's
sure,
why I think I like this episode because it had a lot of that kind of feel, especially with the music and just the talking emotional stuff and the kind of one of the moments I loved was the look at each other between Genesis and
Mhm.
Caleb. I think twice where like if the situation was different and they both had that look and knew exactly what they were thinking without saying it. I like
Mhm.
that part.
Well, then
I
they did say it. That was annoying. I was like, oh, why'd you
Mm.
say it? Because at the end, when he's like, I forgot about her for a moment.
Yeah, for a
Like,
moment. Yeah.
yeah. And I was like, well, yeah, no, you didn't have to
yeah,
explicitly say that. Your acting was good enough.
Yeah, the acting wasn't
I think I'm right in the middle of you guys. Like I take it as part and parcel of these are kids in college, and of course, because they're hot, so yeah.
Mhm.
But also I kinda could do without it. Like, it doesn't bother me per se.
Mhm.
But I would say it's like the least interesting aspect of what they have going on at the moment. I like a rom-com.
Yeah.
Um, but also, yeah, yeah, I get it. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
So, okay, so clearly Kyle is better for Caleb than Darum is. Who's better
Kyle
for,
is better for Jaden, you mean?
I'm sorry, Jaden, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's nah, who's better for who's better for, who's better for Caleb? Are you team,
Oh, Tarima.
Tarima or
Tarima
team
100%.
Genesis? Why?
Tarima, but that won't last forever, I don't think. So I think maybe
I mean, when
eventually
you're
we'll get some.
dating Dark Phoenix, I don't know that you can, like, really
Was it
ever.
my super ex-girlfriend? Was not the he
It
tried to
was
break up with,
I mean, she's full on, like, Professor Xavier in the casino in Logan. Like, she, like,
Yeah.
can just get in there and
well, that's
blow everybody's
okay.
brains up. I mean, it is like I'm just saying.
Self-preservation aside, just
Yes, okay, self-preservation aside.
Yeah, don't make her
self-preservation
Uh,
mad.
aside,
Other than that, she's
just the
Don't make it
vibe.
weird, Matt. God.
here's here's what I would do as a writer, here's what I would do. I would bring mom in, okay? And then I'd sort of let mom decide, because this
Mm.
kid's got a lot of mom abandonment issues as it stands.
Mom
And
being Ake?
She-Hulk, right?
no, I'm talking about Tatiana Maslany, his real mom.
Ah.
How is she gonna she does
She's gonna
alright,
come ba she's coming back. You don't cast Tatiana
alright.
Maslany in a show. I mean,
No,
you
no,
don't
I'm
do
sure
that
she's
unless
coming
you're gonna
back,
pay her.
but, like,
I get it, she's Canadian and can work in Toronto on the cheap, but she's a name. She's a
I like
name.
her
So
very much.
you cast
Wow,
her for
throwing
a
shade
reason.
at She-Hulk.
I
Jeez.
mean, look, I went up there. We did the Nerdist podcast. We had a TV version of it on BBC America, and when Orphan Black was on BBC America, I went up to the set to visit them, and I said to Tatiana Maslany in my little interview, I said, "Now, were you afraid that with the name Orphan Black that Madonna would try to adopt the show?"
Holy sh
And
Wow.
she cried laughing, and I did too, and it was a good time. That's what it. Look. The Toronto stages are a wonderful place to be. There's just a lot of cheap acting going on there, you can just get that American knockoff of, the Canadian knockoff of the American actor you want. But Tatiana Maslany, to me, has transcended that. She's now a name.
Yeah,
I wouldn't cast her in this show unless she's coming back, so I assume she's coming back.
agreed.
I assume
Canadian.
also
Uh,
can I guess what I think? Here's my guess is what happens, okay? Knowing these Star Trek writers and knowing how this usually goes. My guess, you clip this out. This will be like one of your shorts. You put it out. Here's Matt Myra's guess as to what happens to the rest of Starfleet Academy. All right, here it is. We're gonna have to mirror the Aki and her son uh, dying, her sacrificing her son to save her ship. We're gonna have to flip that around and have Caleb sacrifice his mom to save his new
Ooh,
family. And that's gonna be the real like, oh my god, and he does it at the end of he lets go of his mom, and in doing so, he saves his new family. Because it's television, that's what I think will happen.
I
Don't
think
shake your
his
head
mom
like you know, Chris. Don't do it.
I don't know. You know
What
I don't know. I
what
haven't
is
seen I
what
haven't
is
seen
your
ahead.
pitch?
I
Pitch it
I
to
just
me.
don't
think
like
Give me
that.
your
I
pitch.
just don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like it,
Oh
Matt.
no, I wasn't doing it
Oh
because I
no.
think it's a good idea. Just for the record. Oh, that's not me saying it's a good idea. For the record, this is me saying it's the most obvious thing, and this is what a room full of people who wanted to go home early would do.
Oh
I
boy.
think I think it's the worst obvious thing. I
I
think
won't
a
tell you if you're right or not.
I think the
Okay.
better obvious thing, still obvious,
Mhm.
but better, is she shows up
Mhm.
and they just leave. She comes with Caleb. She Caleb Tatiana Maslany and
Mhm.
Noose Braka show up cuz he went and got her. He went and got her. He's
Well,
like your
that's
son's
the
looking
big
for
red
you.
bow. Yes, obviously that's yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I got one more surprise for you.
Mhm.
The two of them are gonna show up together. Caleb, come with me if you wanna live. They hop in the ship,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
and yeah, they warp off. Ake's standing there, mouth agape. Tarima's like, I can't get a read on him, and uh, Sam is like, I don't know, I'm
Okay.
not gonna give
No,
you
no.
all the details, but
I
that's
like it.
basically it.
Okay.
That's the
I like
season
it.
finale. He leaves, and maybe there's a fight, and one of his friends gets like injured, like
Mhm.
maybe
Okay.
gravely injured, like on the Miyazaki,
Yeah, yeah,
and
sure.
he needs to actively leave them behind to go with his mom.
Oh,
And I
that's
hope
some
she's
cold
fine.
shit.
I hope he's okay, but I gotta go. And that's the season finale. And season sucked up. We're like, that's the big
What do you
cliffhanger.
think, Chris? What's going to happen?
Well, I mean, the mom's going to come in at some point, and to me, the most obvious way to go is to have him leave to go with her in some capacity, whether or not it's under duress, whether or not it's voluntarily, what kind of role Nus might play in it all. He's going to be involved in the mix somehow. But it's just the whole mom find mom resolution story, and there are many different but obvious ways you could go on that, but it all is going to hinge, in my opinion, on Caleb leaving, just like John thinks. And I wouldn't ask you to speculate
Yeah,
because
the
you
way I
can't.
think the season's going to end is
Shh, quiet.
Blah, blah, blah.
So yeah, I mean, and
Blah,
I
blah,
don't
blah, blah,
know,
blah, blah, blah,
honestly,
blah.
Matt. I don't. Yours to me, Matt, sounds a little bit more clever than what we all feel is going to be the obvious thing. I thought that this was going to become Let's Away. I
Uh-huh,
mentioned
uh-huh,
this
uh-huh.
on the previous episode because even the title says, "Come, Caleb, let's away. Mommy's back."
Yeah.
Um, and I was really surprised at what we got in that episode. So I still feel like that shoe needs to drop. And I
Uh-huh.
think that your whole cross-fading of the fates and everything is actually much more clever. It's almost like you're a professional writer with a lot of credits under your
I
belt
was.
or
I
something.
was. I was at one point in my life, but television's changed and they only do 10 episodes of 6 different shows. That's it. Uh, so, but I will say the idea, it's interesting. So you're saying, John, that it's going to be like sort of Doc comes back in the DeLorean and is like, Marty, we got to do something about your kids, and Caleb and Mom fly off.
I think I think mom is not going to explain anything. I think she's gonna show up with
Okay.
news. I haven't seen ahead. I don't know
Yeah.
anything.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
So if this happens, it's legit. I didn't I'm not no cheating. I think mom's gonna show up with news, and
Mm-hmm.
they're not gonna explain anything. They're just gonna be like, "We've gotta go right now," and he's gonna go. And we won't know if they're both under duress from nurse. We won't know if they're working together. We won't know. It's like, Mom, what's going on? I don't have time to explain. You've got to trust me.
Okay.
Don't
All
there's
right.
no time, Marty.
Here's here's a here's the here's the Friday evening pitch where I blow everything up and everyone gets mad. Okay. What if Tatiana Maslany arrives with Nusbraka and a ship full of Caleb clones that are this is
Oh,
you know what I
Ooh,
mean? Like they're like you made a really
ooh.
bright kid. There might be something to this. Why don't we bring you to this genetically fun planet where we
wow.
can genetically manipulate everything and get you because you already got a Mary Sue. Why not have a fucking ship full of Mary Sues?
Mhm.
They read the comic. They read the thing. The only reason they're failing is because they're sleeping. This guy's so good at everything. He can do it all. Why not have a whole ship of them? And they come back, and we can make it a little bit like Multiplicity, where the copy of the copy of the copy just like licks the pizza.
Mhm.
Like they have a real fun guy there. You know, I'm in. I'm on board, guys. Let's do that.
You know what? I'm on board too. That sounds great.
Anyway,
Now I'm thinking of Cylons, and
But they're all made of
and
programmable matter,
yeah,
and at the end they all
yes, of
morph
course,
into a big
yeah, yeah,
kaiju,
obviously.
programmable matter boomer is what
big
I'm
Caleb
thinking.
When that,
kaiju.
were you also like stunned by the? Was it in last week's episode when the Athena appeared to warp with impulse engines?
Hmm. It
I
seems to
It
guess
have
like
warp capable saucer
it's
section.
it seems to have
Yeah.
a warp capable saucer with red lights that are the impulse engines and not a warp engine. I mean, look,
Yeah.
Oh, was that the debate episode with the Klingon fight, or is that a different one?
No, we're
yes,
talking about
I think at some point it leaves the star drive behind, either on Earth or
Yeah.
whatever, and then it warps off, and I was like, really? But then again, I mean, I've had so
Then
many
why
problems with
why do you
how
need the nacelles? Yeah.
yeah, what are
Just
we
for
doing with
looks?
this? What this is like an extemporaneous
Yeah.
part that could be blown up by enemies. Should we leave it behind?
I was getting the augment vibe from Caleb because just the way he looks and his intelligence seems like there's some genetic manipulation going on there of some
I mean,
sort.
it does.
And we don't know who his dad is.
You
We
don't
don't
have
know
an
what's
upper
happening.
body like that au naturel. Okay, we all know it.
Yeah.
They were showing that off in this
oh my
episode.
god, he looked like a He-Man action figure in this episode.
Yeah.
All sunbathing, just in case you missed it.
Yeah, just in case.
I'm
yeah.
Let's put him on full display for like a
You know
a
what I
5-minute
need? I
sequence.
need them to do that scene again, but up in the rafters, you have Jaden and Kyle and Darum all like drooling over the edge at like this
And Sam
Adonis
and
of a man.
Genesis and Tarima.
Yes, everyone.
Genesis should have joined him. Then it would have been a perfect episode. I would have gave it more points.
Of course.
So what do you think about this possible chemistry between Caleb and Genesis? Do you think that'll go somewhere eventually?
I-
You think they're planting
Yes.
seeds?
Yeah,
I-
I mean they've been playing
okay,
seeds since they first encountered each other.
I asked the question. Everybody said Tarima instantly. Like, seriously, why?
Oh, I never
I
said
don't-
Tarima instantly.
I don't
Again, I
think-
said
I said
kill him.
Tarima instantly. Anyway,
No,
I
that's
think
what
I
I'm
did.
saying. Yeah. You said, well, yeah, Matt, you said Tarima because she would kill you otherwise.
Yeah,
But like,
No,
which is
I
which is
honestly,
fair.
I think that
Under penalty of
Genesis is more like old school Starfleet. She's like a Kirk, like too driven. Like
Very Kirk. Very Kirk.
her career is her family. I don't think
Mhm.
that she's going to find the time to have a relationship outside of her ambition. So that's just how I read the character, and maybe that's how I want to read the character.
but if you want to mine story out of characters, what you
Mhm.
do is you have him make the wrong choice. And he goes after Genesis, but Genesis
Mm.
eventually is like, dude, I'm here to be a captain. I'm not here to, we just had fun that one night. And then he's like, what the heck did I do? I left Tarima to come over here, and she just wants to be the captain of a starship, even though I'm the smartest, most handsome man around.
I don't like that because that's too Dawson's Creek. And this show, say what you will, it is teen drama, but I feel like it's been a cut above. There's none of that needless won't they sort of, except for this weird Jadam Darum thing. I don't
But I
think
want
that
that.
they've fallen into those tropes.
I wouldn't say that it's a needless if they do that. It's in character for Caleb to make the wrong choice. I feel like that he would do that. He
But I
would.
don't think he's leaving Tarima. I think it happened one night and they can't talk about it and they don't want to be found out. That causes the most story, I think.
Oh,
Oh, meaning like if he and Genesis accident, not
Yeah.
accident, but if they hook up and then he
Yep.
has to deal with that secret. Oh yeah, good luck hiding that
turns
from an
turns out
empath.
the toxic slime
Yeah.
is an
Oh,
aphrodisiac.
that's true. Wow.
Good luck hiding that from an empath. All I'm gonna say is
Oh.
she already knows this moment happened. Like she is aware that this moment happened
Yes.
between them, right? So she's gonna again. This is the tricky thing with Tarima. If you're gonna pick Tarima, we all saw how she was with those whales. My least favorite line in Star Trek. I saw how you were with those whales. I saw you with those whales. No, that was the line. Yeah, I saw you with those whales. But like if he can't emotionally hide anything from her. So if he's
Caleb's
having
gonna hack
these like
the
wayward
implant.
thoughts,
Caleb's going
I
to have
like
to
it.
hack the
I'm on
implant on her
board.
neck.
I love it.
And then you get like a Willow situation once more with Feeling Buffy episode where Tara
Oh,
doesn't
like
know what's
erase
going
your
on.
memory. You mean?
Yep.
Yep.
Wow.
Wow.
I like it.
I
do
can't
like
see him
that,
doing
by the way.
that.
This is the closest thing I've been to a writer's room, so I'm loving it.
You're gonna have a good time in here.
Put that up
I
on the
would say-
whiteboard.
I think like that debate episode, I think that Caleb should have been like, it was so crazy to me that he was so good at debating. As I said to Andy, I think they should have just had the character program a hologram of himself to go handle the debates. Like I could buy that more than he's also really well read and good at debating. Like I mean, come
I
on.
called. I had issue with that too. I called shenanigans on that as well.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I would say that that is the last shred of microdulity, is that he's also good at this thing too.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
because, like, but he sucks at relationships. He sucks at friendship. I'm okay with that. I'm
I
okay
mean,
that like he's got this one huge flaw.
he's
He's
starting not to
suck at
suck
like
at
letting people
friendships, though.
in.
He's starting
He,
not to.
he's starting not to, but he still kind of does. I'm yeah.
He's really he's taken
You're
on a
not wrong.
whole he's like Data, but also a human. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, you're good at
And
all
also hot
everything.
because
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
yeah.
right, yeah. We get it. I mean, he's sorry, Brent, but this kid is fucking, let me tell
Sorry.
you.
Maybe if they give us a reason eventually, like genetic manipulation or some kind of implant or something that he can't tell
But
people why he's so much better at everything than he should be.
you're leaning on the augment thing.
It
You're putting your
feels
chips
like
down on
it.
augment.
Like if he was in that episode or that two-parter of Enterprise with Brent Spiner in it, he
Yeah.
wouldn't be out of place. He just
Oh,
needs some
not at
rips in
all.
his clothes.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
just
Actually,
he just needs
he'd
some
be more handsome
yeah,
somehow.
some
Yeah.
safety pins and rip leotards
He'd
and
be
stuff.
8 feet tall instead of 6'12" or whatever it is. 6'12", aka 7.
No, no, I like 6'12". Be 6'12". That bro's 6'12".
Yeah, I'm 5'13".
There
There
we go.
was one big improvement, I think, with Jaden in this episode. It's the first episode where he
Uh-huh.
didn't look like he was wearing a Klingon hat. And like the makeup was more integrated and believable, I think. What did you think about that? Did you notice that?
I notice. The
I
makeup hasn't
bought
really
I
bothered me as much as it bothered other
I
people, though.
bought him more this week than I have in previous episodes as a Klingon. And I don't know what it was. I don't know if I'm finally used to the voice.
I think it's the voice, and I think in this episode he was a little less halting. It seems like because he's talking in that register and he trained himself to do it with the vocal coaches and everything. He's very conscious of the way he delivers stuff. So he seems to deliver his lines 3 words at a time, pause, 2 words
Yeah.
at a time, pause. He seemed a little bit more naturalistic in these
He's
scenes.
he's doing a Tay Day singing Chocolate Rain. That's what he's doing. That voice, that drop.
I got you.
Yes.
I
Thank
don't
you,
dang I
John.
got you. Right up top, man. Good job.
Hilarious. Hilarious. Chocolate
He
rain.
moves away from the mic so he can breathe in. Like, that's what this
Right.
kid's doing.
Oh,
Chocolate
God.
Rain. I'm Jaden. You know, it's like that.
Never have I ever thought Chocolate Rain we brought up on a Star Trek episode
Now I can't not
unless
think
I
of
did
it.
it.
I think in universe he's speaking in Klingon, and we're getting like
Oh,
his inflections through the universal translator.
I
Because
like
he
it.
did
That's good
mention a line
headcanon.
somewhere a few episodes ago. I think it might have been the debate episode where I wish you could hear me with my voice or something like that. So that was a line in there.
Mm.
Um, yeah. So I think that's
I
what
think you took that too
the speech
literally.
pattern is.
All right.
You're adding layers to the performance that I didn't think were there, but you know what?
I
I want to believe it. I want to believe it.
I feel like his dialogue is also just more conversational. So like aside from like
Yes.
literally being less staccato, he's like, okay, right, whatever. Cool.
And he
Being an
got to pick up
asshole.
a heavy rock and threaten to kill people with it.
Yes. So okay,
That was the most TOS moment. That it just needed
I
to be
loved
shaped
it.
like a dildo. That
I
it
loved
would have been complete TOS.
I assumed the dust was CGI because the rock was made of like foam.
Sure.
The CGI dust. So okay, so he came. That was definitely his. We still haven't. He's never like really defined for us like what the parameters of his pacifism are.
Mhm.
He doesn't hunt for sport, but he doesn't want to eat pepperoni because it didn't have a fair chance. So he will hunt if he's going to eat it, I guess. He doesn't. He didn't want to do the war games because, like, why pretend to fight? But clearly, he was ready to, bash some heads to free Daryl.
I love it.
He's a Klingon.
He'll
He's a
throw down.
pacifist.
He'll throw
Yeah,
down.
like what? 6, 7. So what? So you can cut that, Albie. We're trying to talk to the youths. You can cut to 6-7,
I
please.
I think there's two different things happening there. There's who he is as a person,
Mhm,
uh, Jaden, and also where he comes from, the society. And there's so much
mhm.
about the society he doesn't choose to be part of his personality. It just is because that's where he lived for so long and that's where he grew up and existed. He doesn't realize, or it's not foreign to him to think about not eating food that didn't have a
Mhm.
fair fight and stuff. That's just normal part of
Did
dinner.
uh, forgive me, I'll go back and I'll watch all of these, but I don't get to
Mhm.
talk to people besides Andy about Star Trek ever, so
We're here for
here's
you.
my question for you guys. Did the Klingon diaspora bother you guys as much as it bothered me? The fact that they blew Kronos up off screen, and it was the same swing that Kurtzman always takes with I'm gonna blow up Vulcan, then I'm gonna blow up Romulus, then I'm gonna blow up Klingon, because every powerful alien species in this franchise that has existed for 60 years, as it says at the beginning of the title card every single week, it's like 60 years, but we're gonna throw a lot of it out. Uh, it's like, hey, these mythological races that existed in Star Trek that you have understood for so long are now completely different because we took the teeth out of them. The Roman sorry, Roman, the Romulan Empire is seemingly gone. Which, by the way, they used fake black holes as their warp engines, so they wouldn't have blown up during the burn. I'm just saying.
Mhm. Mhm.
Then you have, and it kills me that the burn was one guy got real sad and then it killed every warp ship. And it was like,
We're not
what are
supposed
we
to think
doing?
about that anymore, I don't
Chris,
think.
how do you feel about that?
I,
Oh, I think it's time to let Matt complain about that for a change on this show.
I'm happy to. I'm happy to. I'm sorry. Do you know? But like the whole, like, it's like you took everything, you like stripped everything I liked out of Star Trek just so you could like sort of tell your version of Star Trek, which to me feels a lot like Enterprise, where it's
All right,
like,
now we're going to have some words.
yeah, go ahead.
Do not diss Enterprise on my show, sir.
I like Enterprise a lot.
Okay.
For the record, just so we're all
And
aware.
and
But what
also,
I'm
even if
saying
you
about
don't,
that,
you can diss it all you want. It's fine.
no, what I'm saying about that is like, it's like this reformation of the Federation, and we're trying to get Starfleet going, and it's like we're having to learn about all these new races as we explore the same quadrant we've been in for 1,000 years. So it's like a little, they want to like have their Enterprise cake, but do it in like we have much cooler special effects. It's like, it's a
Yeah.
very like, so like the whole thing of like, let's also neuter the Klingon Empire to where it's, however many houses it is and however many ships it is now. I just felt like was yet another bridge too far for me.
There's eight houses, and now they're on the new planet.
Yeah.
Planet Fake Victory. I think that maybe they had to steer away from the Klingons because Discovery did so much Klingon
Mhm.
stuff that
But you
you
can
just
undo all
you
that
you just
damage.
you're just done with them. You kind of already did because Jaden doesn't look like a disco Klingon.
Right. He looks like
He
a
looks like a TNG
TNG
Klingon.
Klingon. Yeah.
Sorta,
Yeah.
yeah. I think he's
Disco
sorta
Klingon
like
is
a
gonna be my
cross
Halloween costume next year.
between TNG and Abrams verse Klingons.
The
They're
Abrams
sorta
Klingons I always thought looked pretty good. They looked like a pretty
and I think
good.
also, I mean, it's Abrams who first blew up Vulcan. So,
Yeah, but
I
go
think he
check who
started
wrote
that
the
trend.
script. Go check who wrote the script. His name's
Dorsey?
Alex
Bob
Kurtzman.
Bob
I
Dorsey?
I
Yeah.
Was
Orsi
it?
and
I w
Kurtzman.
Yeah, okay.
I would say my
Ah.
ignorance of Trek is, serving me well in this discussion because, I didn't watch all of Enterprise. And, uh, you're right, like, like, I knew like, I know about these beasts that you're talking about.
Mm.
But I didn't think about the Klingon. Like, I knew that, okay, he blew up another planet, but I was fine with it. It didn't
We're gonna
bother me
need
until
another
you brought it
planet.
up, is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. Look.
I was fine
Okay.
with it, and I was like, "Yeah, you're right, that is kinda dumb." Um,
Whatever. Look.
but I didn't see the whole building of I think I saw the first season of Enterprise, and the Mirror Universe episode, and I think like the finale. Like a bunch of stuff that
You
happens.
saw you saw some
was
of
gonna say,
you saw
wow.
some of the
These are all
worst. You
brand new
saw
to
some of the
me.
worst parts of Enterprise, and
I gotta say, yeah.
It's
I'm
worth
really sorry
watching.
you did that. It is.
Yeah,
It is.
I'm sure I'll get around to
I've
it.
got I've got I've got a sound I'm gonna play that someone made for me whenever I got off on one of my Kurtzman rants. Hang on, here we go, everybody. Here's what it is.
That's good.
It's funny because I think, Matt, you're the first guest we've had, aside from Albie, and he's not a guest, who's just like so openly negative about Kurtzman Trek.
I mean,
My
look,
favorite thing
This
that
still
Albie
hurt me.
Albie ever posted was what was the discovery meme that you posted? Don't be happy because it's over, cry because it happened.
Yes. It hurt me because every week I went in wanting to believe and I was disappointed. There were a few good episodes,
honestly,
but
the showrunners from season 1 of Discovery, they're still good friends of mine, and they wanted to jump. So rather than having the Discovery show at the very end of season 1, like appear right in front of the Enterprise, they wanted to jettison all the Brian Fullerness and jump the Discovery to Voyager's timeline to just post Voyager and to like pick up from there, which to me is like, yes, let's do that. Because I was so
why didn't
tired
they?
of the backtracking. They didn't because, from what I hear, there were a few people who made some decisions above them that maybe. Here, I'll just play it.
I wonder who could it have been? I wonder who it could have been. Well, I mean, I think that honestly, had they done that, I think that you probably would have found a reason to complain about that too, because it like how were they going to jive with the aesthetics of the '90s Trek, and what were they going to do to make that their own?
It would
I
have looked
mean,
like Picard, right? It would have looked like Picard season 1, which to
no,
me was a
Picard
fine
did.
extrapolation. It was a fine extrapolation of what the new tech
I
looks
don't know.
like with
The La Serena, I think, was kind of just like a dumpy, boxy ship.
Well, the La
I don't
Serena
think.
was there because Patrick Stewart didn't want to be on a bridge of a ship. That was it. He didn't want to be in a uniform, and he didn't want to be on the bridge of a ship. Okay, those were his those were his like, I'm going to do this show, but here's what I don't want. I don't want it to look like Star Trek. I don't want it to be I don't want to be in a uniform, and I don't want to say engage. It's like, okay, well, great. Thanks for showing up, I guess.
Mission
Like,
accomplished.
Yeah,
what
they
are we
nailed it.
doing? And then finally, they go to season 3. Metalis gets his hands on it. He also got his hands on season 2, but I'm convinced that he forgot to pay attention to season 2 because they were writing season 3 at the same time. So, you come with season 3, and season 3 is like, oh, look, hey, we've got Riker, the Titan. Don't get me started on what a refit is versus a brand new ship with a new. It's beside the point. The ship of Theseus. We've all talked about it
Yes.
enough, but like the aesthetic there, seeing Ro as a commander, seeing Commodore LaForge, finally seeing the Starfleet Museum, and all those, like, they figured out the aesthetic. I think that had they had to figure out the aesthetic, they would have done it. And season 3 of Picard doesn't bother me at all. I think season 3 of Picard, I mean, it does some things that are just like, okay, I get it. But it also is like, oh, this is sort of all I ever wanted. I just wanted to see my friends again on the bridge of their ship. Like, it bums me out to this day that we never got to see Luke, Han, and Leia in a room together, because of the way they made those 3 Star Wars movies. Like, we never got to see them back on the Falcon, you know? Because they were like, well, let's give it a Han story, but then we're going to kill Han, and then let's do a Luke story, and then we're going to kill Luke, and then let's do oh, she's dead. It's like, we had no plan, and with no
Yeah.
plan, you end up with what we ended up with. But this is not a Star
Yeah.
Wars podcast, and I apologize.
No worries. We love tangents.
Being
I'm
on
sure we'll
being
go on
on
many more tangents.
Treksploration means never having to say you're
Yep.
sorry, Matt Myra.
Exactly. I'm sure we're going to go on many more tangents because that's what we do. And we're going to do some trivia. We're going to do some Trek and Tells. We're going to finish our thoughts about this episode, and we're going to give it final thoughts and ratings and all kinds of extra things. And we'll be doing that right after the break. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Zara. I am a freshman from Troop 34024, and cookie season has been a little challenging for us this year. Only because the snowstorm was very bad and it disrupted the amount of people who buy our cookies, which means that we are working extra hard to meet our goal. We are raising money to go on college tours because we are a high school troop. A lot of our members in our troop are soon to be juniors, so it would be very nice for us to go on college tours. So, our Girl Scouts can get a head start in seeing what they want to do or where they want to go. To be honest, every box counts, every box helps. If you choose to buy cookies to donate to pantries in the military and such, that still matters. Every box that you buy from Troop 34024 helps us get closer to our goal. If you are from the DMV, then could you please click Girl Delivered, which means that I will come personally and deliver the cookies to you. But if you're not from the DMV, please choose shipping so that they can come straight to you. Thank you so much for supporting me. This really helps. Thank you so much for listening, and here's my link.
And we're back. Welcome back to Treksploration. We're here with the magnificent Matt Myra, and we are talking Star Trek, Starfleet Academy, Season 1, Episode 7, Ko'Zeine.
Guys, this whole being on a podcast where you edit out mistakes and or messiness is very strange to me. Okay, I like to keep it all in there and sound like an absolute doofus. So the fact that you guys aren't, I get it. That's why
We may
you
do it
guys
in your honor.
have monetized it. I love it.
I love your style, and we try to be as loose and unorganized, but sometimes I gotta edit because I'm an editor.
You just gotta be a little lazier. That's all. That's all.
I'll work on it. I'll work on
Just
it.
be a little lazier.
For people,
you'll get there.
For people that don't know Star Trek: The Next Conversation, let them know because I love it. It's my favorite podcast.
That's very kind of you to say. Star Trek: The Next Conversation is a podcast I've been doing now since 2017 with Andy Secunda, who had never seen Star Trek: The Next Generation, but is a huge dork. And I was very confused by this. I was like, how have you never seen Star Trek: The Next Generation? So we did the podcast where he watched it for the first time, and I sort of bring him through the world of TNG. He had seen TOS, so he had that to frame it. And we've been going ever since. We've now done all of TNG, and we're into season 4 of DS9, which is exciting times. As we all know, Worf has shown up. It gets real, okay? That's when DS9 really takes flight, season 4. Our episodes go from 2 to 3 hours almost every time, and we don't edit, and you hear it from the word go. You hear the mistakes. You hear the fumbling. I forget what order the show goes in. We have so many segments that I don't remember ever what order the show goes in. So the fact that you guys have gotten that down to science and don't force your audience to listen to that is really, I'm inspired by it, but not inspired enough to not do it. Thank you.
So yeah, I highly recommend it. 5-star rating. Like I said, I'm in the Admirals Club.
He is.
Yeah. Chris and I have about a decade of training when we were doing the Quantum Leap podcast. So this show is much looser than that one was.
I was going to say, this show is a train wreck compared to the QLP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Oh
were
boy.
editing out breaths on that one, so we
Oh
went a little too
no,
far.
that is a real.
Yes,
Yeah, no, you can't
it
do
was
that.
it was
You'll
bad,
just drive
but in
yourself
a
insane.
in a good way. Yeah.
Yes,
So we're loosening up as we go.
I've
Maybe.
the timeline looks so funny when you edit out all the breaths. It just looks like a lunatic has sat at your
Yes.
computer and done things.
Captain Game
It's-
Show. That'd be my
That kind
podcast, Captain Game Show.
You're the
kind
one
of
that was
editing
bringing up
time ruined
chocolate
my
rain, so we're
chocolate rain.
Hey,
basically we have a high standard. Yeah.
look, if you
So during
listen
the
to the
break, we were
lyrics
getting
of
into
that
cool
song, it's about
conversations,
something. Yes,
and you were
we
about to
were.
ask us something, Matt. What was that?
I was about to ask you guys something. We were talking about. I was asking. Oh, okay. I
Three Other
remembered what it
Humans.
was. The Dean. It was the digital Dean played by Stephen Colbert.
Mhm.
My question was last week's episode. I'm sorry, it might have been the week before. It is the week before, where he makes the
I
morning wood joke and then laughs. My question to you guys, I'm trying to get some sort of synopsis of it. Do you think, or rather a consensus, do you think that was Stephen Colbert reading it as written and it also had in there, he laughs? Or do you think that was Stephen Colbert sarcastically laughing because the joke was so not funny that he sort of waited because the beat between finish the line and do the laugh was a sarcastic beat to me. And then I think the producers were listening to it in the booth, didn't understand the sarcasm, and thought, "Oh my god, Steven thought it was super funny. We got to use the laugh." So,
Wow, you
what do you
thought
think?
about that more than anybody has ever thought about that in the history
That's the
of that
problem
that gag.
when you sit in an edit bay on a TV show,
Mhm.
you know what everyone is thinking in there, and I need to know what you guys think happened. Did he read it as written? Was the laugh scripted or was it improvised? Or was it improvised and sarcastic? The three
That's
options
my
go.
answer. Number 3.
I
Okay,
think
number
Number
3, Albie,
Yes.
I think it
John,
was written. I think it was written because they
and
knew
with
that
ha
Stephen
ha ha.
Colbert could pull it off. Like they wouldn't have given that
Mm,
to a lesser comic. I think they.
I
I think it was written. I think he did it, and I've headcanoned that
uh-huh.
the digital
VAI
dean
is
is just
funny.
malfunctioning, and and it's just his humor sensor just turned up, and they can't fix
Uh,
it, and
okay, I like it.
they just let it go.
I like the
But no,
headcanon.
I think it was on purpose.
I think it was
Chris, tell me.
scripted as well, and nobody could have pulled that off. It was written. I think they put the laugh in to try to make the horrible joke more palatable, and it just made
Yes.
it even more cringe. And
I don't know. I don't know.
I
My
don't
brain can't wrap around that.
know that Stephen Colbert also is like the right guy to deliver that joke.
Did
you
you
know what?
not
The
No
see
one
one
him
thing
can.
on
that
It's
I'm really
hang on. Did you
disliking,
not see
I'm
him on
really
Strangers with
disliking.
Candy?
No.
He is phenomenal in Strangers with Candy as the teacher.
Yes.
Okay? I'm just saying,
All right.
like,
I just
he
think
can do it.
I think he's
the
good
digital
doing the
dean is
announcements.
the worst part of the show. The worst. I
Sure.
remember. Okay, there was an old Cracked magazine that did a mash. When I was a kid, I read Cracked. I didn't read Mad. I read
Mhm.
Cracked. But they did their. They would parody a show every issue,
Yeah.
and they were doing MASH, and they were talking about like the loudspeaker jokes on MASH, and
Mhm.
Hawkeye turns to BJ or Trapper or whatever, and he says, "Oh yeah, this is how the writers get the jokes that are so bad we refuse to say them." That to me is what's going on
Uh-huh.
with this digital dean.
Uh-huh.
It's just
Yes.
bad humor for the sake of bad humor, and it's just like it adds nothing to the show at all. At all. At best, it's a mild distraction.
Do
I
you do you f- do you feel like I feel? I think like the lateness of the announcement of Stephen Colbert being part of Starfleet Academy as compared to like
Yeah.
when they did principal photography. Do you think
Uh,
it was something that after he got fired by Paramount CBS, the new people, they were
uh-huh.
like, well, wait a minute, we could use him, kind of thing, and then they shoehorned it into the episode edits?
That's a good question. I just from a business internet just from an entertainment business standpoint, my brain thinks that it was given to him before they fired him. Just
Okay.
because business
Uh,
affairs at CBS Paramount does not want to write him any more checks than they have to.
Good point. Good point.
And they sadly now
Hmm.
have to write him an acting check every week.
Yeah. Nothing could have
But yeah,
saved the morning wood joke. No.
So Matt,
No,
Matt,
it's
what
terrible.
what is your take on it? You honestly don't know, or do you
my
lean one
my
way?
real take, my genuine take, and this is just because I'm kind of a dick too. I think it was a sarcastic. I think it was a sarcastic guffaw to go like that. Cut. Great. They send all the files over to the edit bay. Whoever wrote the episode, I think it was Tani, is sitting in the bay and they're listening to takes. Either the editor puts it in first and thinks it's very funny, or they're going through all of them and they like the thing and they let it play, and then they hear the laugh and they go, "Oh, that's terrific. Let's put that in." Not understanding that it was completely sarcastic.
Gotcha.
That's my guess.
Well, we
I
had
think I
theories of
think it was.
how the season is going to end. Do we have theories of how the Talaxian Furfly storyline is going to go?
I've not been paying attention to it
Ooh.
at all. I'm not gonna
It'll
lie.
gain sentience, I think, and be teaching a class
Mm.
next year.
It's
you go.
going to become a giant space moth and be weaponized in a Palestinian Israeli allegory.
I think
Was that
Caleb will
Discovery?
be
What
riding
was
it.
that?
He's going to ride it into battle.
Was
Who's
that?
going to ride it into battle? It's going to be
Caleb,
like
he's going
heavy
to ride it
metal.
into. Yeah,
Oh,
he's
right.
riding Mira. It's
Strange
going
New
to be
World.
great.
Yeah.
Right. Mira's going to ride it. Caleb's going to ride it into battle with Sammy Hagar
And he's going to
blaring
have
in
a
the
metal
background.
bikini on too, with his
Right,
giant
exactly.
chest, and he's just going to be like,
Uh-huh.
"Yeah."
And he's gonna say Squadron
I think I'm going to
14.
have to cut that because that is spoilers. That is spoilers.
Yeah,
I
we're gonna
saw
have to
you with
cut
them whales.
that.
and he's got and he's shirtless with the plasma. He's got the plasma
Yeah,
thing.
Right.
of course.
I love it. I
I
love
love
it.
it. I'm in. I'm in. But yeah.
All
So
right. So
anyway, go ahead. It's your show. Sorry, I'm
as
talking too much.
oh sorry,
Is it?
as like far as the storylines in this episode, there's not that much, but I noticed a lot of things like different moments. So I
Hmm.
might want to like mention those things and maybe we talk about it. I don't know.
Hmm.
One thing that kind of bumped me was at the end, right before Jaden said he was there. Where was he hiding behind a potted plant that nobody saw a tall Klingon at the wedding?
That was another thing that bothered me about the episode. And it was not like, oh, he came out of nowhere. It was that there should be some emotional resonance with that. We should see the character come to terms with how he feels about Darum before he comes out, because the last we see him, he disappears. And usually you'd get like, I would have liked it if like he went to his room and had a calm with Kyle, and Kyle helped him sort of figure out like what to do in the situation or something, just to, you can develop their relationship a little bit, and you can have the audience buy the triumphant return to the wedding party.
But I can understand
Um
why they didn't do that because they needed screen time for Tig's toe and Slug Snot. And that
yeah,
was integral to the other storyline. So you couldn't shortchange one for the other, Matt. I mean,
I
it's
don't know if you've seen the
balance.
runtime on these. They go
Balance.
anywhere from 55 to an hour and 9. So it's like,
I don't know
come on.
if you're familiar with the concept of sarcasm. Stephen Colbert is.
The runtime. But that's the sort of the thing. I don't understand why they cut it. If his
Yeah.
parents, if Darum did have that conversation with his parents and they did cut it out, I would be like, why are we cutting that out? We can run this as long as we need to run this.
Mhm.
Anyway.
Yeah, I agree with you about the parent conversation. I assume he just walked in from a different room. That didn't bother me. Uh, um, I didn't want to see. I didn't need to see his change of heart because we all knew he was gonna have it. Like
Mm.
if it had been a surprise in any way, then sure, let's see how he got there. But of course he got there. But if you need it, because I've watched this episode 3 times, so this time I noticed this. When he tells Darum that he's going to Ibiza with Kyle. He's like, "It's your vacation too. You don't want to go." And he says, like, "Well, Kyle's going through something, and it is an honor." Let me get the quote. "It is my honor to be there for the people I care about." So he is willing to put himself like, "Yeah, it's not about me. I recognize it's about you. I'm going to do the thing." So that's why he stays and he doesn't just go back. That's why he gives the toast, because he's there for the people he cares about. So if that helps, you can.
Which is also but hang on, but his toast is about how Darum like they
Used to
what's
be a dick.
yes, it used to be how he was. Yes, rather.
Yes.
So the queen is like, "Hey, you used to be like that character is currently." You know what I mean? You used to like put yourself aside to make others happy. You know, it's like thematically there's like a little bit of a cross up
I
happening in
guess.
my brain. You know what I mean? Because it's
I
like, yes, we're gonna put a button on that. We're gonna say, yes, Jaden is like this. But then we go and we meet the fiance slash wife, and she's like, "Oh, you used to be just like that character that just said he was like that." And then the character's like, "You're not." Look, whatever. I could. This is why. This is why writers' rooms never go home. This conversation happens between 14 people around a table, and it's like, well, what are we doing?
Yeah.
I liked the acting, the Kyra actress. Is it Kyra?
Kyra.
yes.
Yes,
Something?
rhymes
Yeah.
with Myra. It's
I
Kyra.
I liked her reactions during the speech. I mean, you really could tell what she was thinking. She did really good. I've never seen her in anything before, but I really enjoyed her portrayal.
Yeah, I thought she
She
did
was
well.
good.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
was definitely a Canadian version of somebody else. So yeah, I think she was
Uh,
a,
the,
Meghan
a hell of
Markle.
a Canadian-based actress.
I'm
Me, in Markle.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to, season 2 where we go back and she's an empress and they've become like a more warlike race because they're going to take over all the water worlds. All the Kevin Costner planets.
Yeah. Okay. So that bumped me. You're talking about. We have Kyonians. I thought we were going to go like really under the sea, under the sea. Like, aren't they
Under the
fish?
sea.
I'm still.
No,
Under
they
the
took a
sea.
whole 2 minutes to explain why they didn't have
They
to
don't got
No,
stay
that
no,
on
no. I
kind of
land.
understand.
cheddar, Chris. They don't
I
got that
made
cheddar lying around. They
I
can't do
made
those
fun
effects.
of the fact that they
Yeah.
they
I
had to
know.
explain it away.
They
But they're
did.
still like, how then? There's no water on that planet at all. How is Jaden's suit still wet? I mean, did they have like a tank?
It's made out of wet coral. Yeah.
Yeah. So how'd they
Yeah.
keep the coral wet, and why can't they just make the
Well,
whole
they do have
ballroom
water
like
on
an
the planet. It's just
aquarium?
not underwater.
Why weren't they riding seahorses like Super Friends in the '70s with Aquaman? That's what
That
I
that's
I
Or
would
wanted.
have
like
loved
that's
that.
on the main planet. They're on the moon.
or what was
Yeah.
it?
You're
The
looking
Evergreen
for the home
incident or
base. They're
something?
on the satellite.
I know. It just would have been nice to go to an alien world that we haven't seen since, I
Look,
guess, the
do you
animated
want
Let
series.
me
Holly
The
Hunter in
animated
this
series.
show or not? Do you want Paul
yes.
Giamatti or not?
Let me
I want
let me
I
pull
Do you
back.
want
my
space
Kyonians,
battles?
and I want to eat them too.
Let
That's
me pull back the curtain here. Let me pull back the TV curtain. You write it on a beautiful water planet. Da 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 da. You send the draft out. You do the table read. The line producer walks back into the writer's room and goes, "We cannot afford to make a water planet.
I know.
We have spent so much money on this guy's abs that we cannot make everybody vomiting glitter and fish like."
This might be the bottle episode of the season, maybe in a way, because they're just confined to the sets that they're on, and then the AR stage. I don't, so
Yeah.
Well, I did have a
I
headcanon
guess.
as to why Caleb was sunbathing in the atrium instead of,
Mhm.
going outside somewhere. Matt, you live in,
Yes.
in the
Within 6
California
hours. I
ways.
could drive there.
Up in the
Sure. Yeah.
California ways. I have maintained that Starfleet Academy is not in San Francisco, it's in Sausalito, because San Francisco is always across the bay. And I've been to Sausalito in the height of summer, and you
Yeah.
still need a freaking sweater because it's always 45 degrees there. So that's why Caleb was sunbathing inside the ship, because
was
there is no
confined.
beach to go sunbathing at.
Ake confined him to the atrium.
Hmm.
She
But he
confined him
can't
to the
leave.
No, confined.
Look,
They can train. Boom, boom. He just hits his chest. He can transport
No,
anywhere.
he
I think
can't.
she
And
said
and
you're confined to the standing sets.
and I
Right?
yes,
Exactly.
and I got that
Yes.
too. I got the so he can't just teleport. Just like she couldn't just get programmable map. Yeah, it's readily available in the future, but not to cadets. Which that's also why, again, I've seen these episodes multiple times, and I'm making things work. That's also why Sam couldn't just teleport to the Cisco Museum. She had to do a hologram of the Cisco Museum. She couldn't get a hall pass. Cadets don't just have full access to all the beautiful things that the future has to offer.
I understand. I just think that you should be able to walk out of the building.
No.
There should be an exit.
No.
Okay, that's
He
all.
tried to climb
Look,
over the fence.
There's no.
He
There's
did.
no.
He did try to climb over the fence.
Yeah.
But he's now on double secret probation.
Those
Dean Wormer is pissed.
the holographic security was instructed to shoot Caleb on sight if he stepped foot outside of the atrium. He was taking his life in his hand by hacking into the
This is
bridge.
real tangent. Okay.
I will say, I didn't
That's what I
love
would-
how they quickly made Sam better by sending Sam to a
Denver.
spa. Yeah,
It seemed too easy, right?
I
Yeah,
did
it
love the afro braids. Those are beautiful.
Yeah, that was cool. But
Her
I
hair
also
was
was
on
like,
point.
I was gonna say, I liked that she was still glitching. And they wrote it off.
But when Genesis noticed it and mentioned it was like 3 seconds, 5 seconds after it happened, which the timing is way off on that. Because she's standing there looking at her, she glitches, and she's looking at her, talking to her, and going, "Wait, you're glitching." So something got lost in that.
I'm going to say that's a screener
Hopefully they
problem.
fix it by
They
the
put in the
final edit. I
effects.
don't
Yeah,
know.
they'll fix
Yeah.
the effect in post. So,
But I was
don't
like, there's
know.
a whole beat there that shouldn't be there.
That's
I'm gonna
true.
now. I'm gonna watch this episode
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
on
look at that
regular
part.
We're gonna
basis.
watch it now as we're watching. It's about time,
Yeah.
Matt. I mean, really.
Thank you.
I mean, there's free will in it, and then there's just lazy.
I'm gonna check this episode out. Guys, this sounds
Yeah.
great. I'm gonna watch this episode now.
There's a lot happening. You will be astounded at how much goes on on and off camera.
Dios
These
mío.
kids today.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy!
Genesis. Everything she says is a lie. She's like a compulsive liar, and she has no regrets or anything about it.
In
What
this
is that
episode
about?
or ever?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I noticed it in this episode. Normally, not so much, I don't think. But here, she's just like constantly lying and lying about lying
Yeah.
and lying about lying about
I
lying.
think that
to get what she
Genesis
wants.
is smart, and she's playing Caleb as he finally realized, but by appealing to the side of him that's anti-authority. So if
And
you're going to
competitive.
get him to do this thing, because apparently she's not smart enough to hack her way onto the bridge, she needs him to do that. So let's go on this romp to get in on the side that I know is your bad boy side.
Mhm.
I thought she was doing the whole Ginger trying to convince Gilligan with her feminine wiles to get all the tools to build the hut.
I don't-
Okay, tomato, man.
I would have liked it if there was something about her wanting him there for her to have plausible deniability that it wasn't her that did it. Like just give me
wow, that's
another layer.
cold.
Just give me a character layer. I'll take it. I'll take cold.
I was fine with it. I was fine with the why. Okay, obviously, why are you trying to get to the files? Because I thought, okay, first thing I thought when she made that look on her face, like I'm recommending you for captain's tracks. Awesome. We're gonna have to go through your references. I was like,
Yeah.
she had that look. I thought she had been lying to everybody about her dad being an admiral. That's what I thought. I thought she
That'd be-
fabricated all
That'd
of
be
it.
kind of impossible, wouldn't it?
That would be
Do it-
wild.
Well, it depends.
Or she's a changeling and she's trying not to get caught.
Oh no, they're
She's
back.
a mental plumber.
Oh no.
She's
Forgot
gonna
what
lick.
the
Stop
changeling
making the
said.
show worse.
She's gonna lick a knife. Disgusting.
That wasn't a knife. That was part of her. She just made that.
whatever
Out
the
of her
hell it
thigh.
was.
Oh yeah, she licked herself.
Okay.
Nice.
Anyhow. Anywho. What the hell was I saying?
The
Right,
No, you were
Genesis-
giving
Genesis
Genesis.
is-
You were giving
Genesis.
Genesis some credit.
Yeah,
Which is okay.
Yeah.
I do think she was. Like I said, I thought she was lying about her dad being an admiral. So clearly, okay. So what's she lying about? Did she falsify her references? Because she is kicking ass. Okay, so well, she's good. She's good enough to get in because we know that kids of the burn, they got to go through whatever they got to do to get in. I'm like, fine. No, she didn't fake the references, but it was just she's scared. She's scared all the time. She would like failed the psyche eval, but not really failed the psyche eval. It's like, just here's the thing that you should know about this cadet. She's
Mhm.
capable and she's awesome, except this, or as well as this. So I was okay with fear being the reason, I guess, but I don't think they discussed it enough. I don't think they expounded on what that meant. Well, she's afraid. She's driven by
Mhm.
fear. Okay, what does that mean?
Mhm.
Fear of what? Fear of failure? Fear of like falling short of the father thing? Like what?
I thought it was
I was
imposter
fine with
syndrome.
fear, but fear is way too vague a
Right.
motivation to not specify what you're afraid of.
She's
That
got
was my issue with
FOMO.
it.
Is it FOMO? I thought it was
It was
I
FOMO.
thought she
No,
felt like she
I don't
didn't
know.
belong. I thought she felt like it was
I
imposter
like
syndrome.
imposter syndrome. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
imposter syndrome. I guess fine. I'm like, who doesn't have that? I mean, we all
Right.
got that, right?
Yeah.
That just me?
Of course.
Not me.
No?
No.
No,
Okay, yeah.
it's
So
I
like,
have
Yeah,
in
But
spades.
I mean,
also I'm
it's
a
cool.
sociopath, so whenever I blink, you
imposter
guys will
syndrome.
disappear from reality. So
It's fun in the void. Blink more. Blink more.
anyway,
I don't think it was bad that she was operating out of fear as much because of this current state of the Federation and they're trying to rebuild everything. I think they'll take
Mhm.
her no matter what with that skill level.
That I agree with you, Albie. That's what I'm saying. Like they needed to expound. She's driven by fear. I'm like, okay, but she's still kicking ass. I mean, maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I would have wanted more in the report. Like even if she didn't admit it, like Ake reading it later,
Look,
or Ake reading the actual report, or something, just so we
this is
know
Is this
what they
another
were,
Kirk,
what the worry was.
is this another Kirk trait, cheating to get there? Kind of like, the Kobayashi Maru?
Sure.
I don't know because she would have gotten there either way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
that so and Kirk would not have
Well, cheating
won.
to get into Starfleet Academy, at least thinking she needed to.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is it's a weird move for a character to
no,
Especially
because Kirk's cheating was not because he was afraid that he couldn't. I don't believe in a no-win scenario. He
Right.
wasn't afraid that he was going to fail. He was like, "You, there is
Yeah.
always a way," and that is Kirk. I always got an
Yep.
ace up my sleeve. I'm Jim Kirk, and
Mhm.
your dumb test is not going to take that away from me.
Asshole.
I believe the name is Jim King Kirk
Yeah, Jim
in that
Kirk.
in that context.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to be
Yes.
beeping this out
You're making
all.
Do you think that what they missed was one cutaway to Admiral Vance having still not slept because he is yet to end Nus Braca? How insane was that line? I will not sleep until I end him. And I'm like, you're supposed to be the head of Starfleet. I don't want my head of Starfleet running around wanting to end people. Just say I won't sleep until we brought him to justice and then I'll go home happy. Don't say end him. I
I
don't
have
want you on a Moby Dick mission of revenge. It's like, come on. Whatever.
Yeah,
Con.
that's fair.
Con.
I have to say he's having seen him in Disco and seeing him in Starfleet Academy. I think he's acting all tough to kind of try to impress Holly Hunter, Nala.
He never
You just see
needed to
rom-com
impress.
everywhere, though.
He never wanted to
Everywhere.
impress
always,
Burnham, is what you're saying?
Yeah, didn't need to.
She Vulcan neck pitched her captain. That,
Yeah, she
the first thing we see of her. It's crazy. I was like,
That's
wait, how am I supposed to fall in love with this character if the first thing you're doing is disobeying the command order here? What is going on?
Because she had to
Anyway.
give the Vulcan hello. Were you paying attention, man?
I was.
That was my
I
whole
was.
point. That was my whole
Sarah.
problem with Disco. We're supposed to follow a character that is unlikable. Makes
From
no
the
Yeah.
sense.
first 5 minutes to the last 5 minutes, the underlying theme of this of Star Trek Discovery, whether you wanted it to be or not, was that Burnham is right. Burnham is always right. Even when she's wrong, she's right.
I don't look.
She is
by the
right
way,
not because she is right. She is right because she is Burnham, and
I
it is
did.
the transitive property of correctness.
I liked the end of Discovery, like that little epilogue
Yes, I
that
like the
they did
epilogue.
where they jumped forward and they had her put this take Discovery out just so
Yes.
that fucking short trek they did would make sense. Like the
Yeah,
balls on them
Calypso.
to do it for that. Like it's like, okay, But also, I like that she was, had an admiral. She had a nice kid who seemed to be going to Starfleet. I wonder if he lied on his entrance exam. We'll never know.
Or will
You're
we?
the son of Burnham and Book? The Burnham?
The Burnham and Book?
The Book? Kid's screwed. Kid's screwed. Kid's driven by fear.
My mother was always right, even when she was wrong.
How can you compete with that? Do you know what that's like?
So Genesis had to get this physical key made out of programmable matter, maybe?
Yes.
To
That
access
looked like an
files?
isolinear chip. It looked like an isolinear
did.
chip. It was very
Now,
dumb.
Matt, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're an Apple genius, right? A former Apple
I
genius.
was, yeah.
Would you need a physical key to access that information? How does that work?
You would theoretically not even need to touch anything because of all the voice input you could do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
But you
saying, if Data could take over the Enterprise by pretending to be Picard, I think that Caleb and Genesis could have figured it out without the need for an actual master key. Like that's what it was, right? It was supposed to be a master key.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a
I don't
master
think
key
they
that
were
could get
there
her
just
to
to
any database on the ship.
Yeah, it is the microchip that's in every 90s hacker film that lets you gain access to any system.
I
subsystem,
feel
but it
server.
needed to be out of the
headcanon.
captain's chair, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Headcanon
Yeah.
was that this is special programmable matter that is only like cued to like bridge harmonics or something like that.
Well,
and you can't get it anywhere else.
Much like cadets being restricted and not being able to beam to New Orleans, they don't have free reign of the programmable matter. That's you can't just program the matter. That would be crazy. You gotta have permission. Gotta have.
We don't even attach
clearance.
our nacelles anymore. We don't need everyone running around with programmable matter.
You can't
All right,
go around
Albie, next
programming undocumented matter.
What's the next thing that you want to bring up?
Do you think Genesis was faking having chemistry with Caleb to get what she wanted? Do you think that that's a real chemistry relationship, or do you think that she was using him, or both?
I think the emotion behind it was real, and she was using him. I don't think it was completely made up. Let me put it that way. She was definitely using the emotion and the friendship and like leaning on him to go against his better judgment. But I don't think it was all a lie, as she says.
She's been flirting with him since the word go, like since the first episode.
She seems to flirt with everybody.
They backburnered it. They backburnered it quite a bit, but like look, Genesis, I don't know what those three eyebrows do, but they seem to make eyes at a lot of people.
She seems to have chemistry with everybody. Yeah. It looks like puffy paint to me. I think I want to start doing that as part of my routine, my daily routine.
Puffy paint. That's my clown name.
So toxic or non-toxic? Toxic or non-toxic? That seems like a dangerous
Their relationship toxic.
Because what if it's instantly toxic?
That whole scene was.
It's okay
ridiculous.
because they actually got some magic triple blood from the JJ verse, so you can cure death like that.
No problem.
No worries.
And so like she does her thing and her hand's in there for like 10 seconds. He does his thing, his hand's in there for 2 minutes. No, keep it in there. Okay, I'll keep it in. That's fair because just what you did. That's not what she did. I mean,
But also,
again, like they could have just
they
had
had to
her
be
hand
labeled.
already in there at the start of that scene, but like, why would he keep his hand in there? All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
I fully
I'm just saying,
expected him to pull out his arm, missing his hand.
Oh, sure, that'd be
expected that?
fun.
Because they could just woo it back.
Oh, what if it was like a like brutal effect in like a practical bloody stump situation where like you saw like a little bit of the bone coming out and they both screamed and then cut
it's like
to
spurting out.
he's getting a new hand put on.
I wanted the whatever the fluid inside to just congeal around his hand and like just solidify so he couldn't get his hand out. And they would have to like cut through it or something. Like, can we just beam him out?
Sure.
No, it's stuck to him. It'll go with the thing.
What
I
was
didn't,
the
honestly,
purpose
I didn't
of
care. I
that?
thought that
Let's
scene
think
was
of think about it from the writing perspective of like what is I mean, I guess the purpose of this that is to give them an excuse to
Bonding
get the warp
shenanigans.
slug out, just like
Yeah.
shenanigans. Yeah, it's a
Shenanigans.
No,
shenanigan.
Shenanigans for the sake of
it
bonding.
was more attempt at misguided humor. I don't understand. Quite frankly, I was going to save this for final thoughts, but um, that whole storyline was just needless. It was just so stupid.
The whole Genesis storyline or the whole.
The whole Caleb Genesis going around the ship doing their nonsense was just like, what the are you thinking? Anyway, so
I wanted it to be more like
But
career opportunities. You know, they're in a Target at night. It's
oh, now I'm just going to be thinking of Jennifer
oh,
Connelly in a white tank top. I'll be in my bunk.
yep. That's the only thing we were missing, that horsey ride.
Ugh.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, that's when her
I-
eyebrows were out of control too. Oh
Yeah,
Yep.
boy.
back when guybrows weren't a
Speaking of
thing, she
eyebrows,
had those.
I mean, come on.
Yep, eyebrows. That's where it's at.
Genesis
Matt.
has 3 eyebrows on each eye, bro.
You don't know nothing about the eyebrows. Holy.
Mm,
I love it. I love
I
it.
think it's cool that Darren can put on his resume that he was king for a day. Like he was king for like an hour.
Mhm.
'Cause they can't take that away from him.
That's
What
true.
happened? I
That's very true.
abdicated. I came, I saw, I
That's got to
conquered,
be
and
a
then
bad wedding
I
day
left.
when after the ceremony, your wife comes to you and say, I don't know, maybe we should undo this.
Do you see
You
my
seem too happy
butch best
somewhere
friend?
else.
I think I'm going to be happier over here with her. Like, it was really like, what are we? I mean, that was the subtext there. Am I crazy?
The whole time
No.
they were connecting eyes, Jaden and Darum.
but
he
you
was
think
looking
that
at who he
that
really wanted to marry.
Kyra with her Imzadi or
Yes.
Sariri
Yeah.
or whatever Ko'Zeine,
Yeah.
you
Ko'Zeine.
thought that they
Yeah.
were knocking boots.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily think they were
No,
knocking
well, here's
boots, but
there's nothing to me that says they wouldn't because again, not Jaden, Darum has gone on and on about conquests and
Yeah.
I've slept with this one. It seems to me that that's what the fish people do.
well, and also
So I
like
don't think that that is going to deter them from getting into like a marriage for political
yeah.
reasons.
Right. But I do wonder if it's like, hey, like, is there a world where they could have just been like, he's going to go back to Starfleet Academy, but he's like, we can still get, I don't know.
Still be
Whatever. I
king,
guess.
still be
Yeah.
king, but just not present. I
Yeah.
guess not.
Yeah,
That
I
would have
guess-
made a better ongoing storyline if he had that
Yes.
responsibility.
Like
back
if he
at
kept
home.
having to return to his
But didn't
water
we-
planet that has no water.
We already got that.
That
we
was the
already got
mood.
that from. We already got that from Tendi, didn't we?
Oh yes, that was a Tendi storyline.
That was
on
something I don't remember who, but
Lower
yeah, it was
Decks.
something.
a
yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
Anyway, that I'm invoking
Uh,
lower decks. That shows you how
yeah,
long
but-
we've been talking.
Oh, Tendi. Yes,
Tendi,
yes, yes.
Yeah,
That was fantastic.
the Green
Everything
Lady,
on
yeah.
Lower Decks was great.
But
Yeah.
no, but what I'm saying is that it's
Haven't
very
seen it.
reminiscent of it. If they went that way, it's very reminiscent of Tendi's, Mistress
would've
of the
been
Seven Veils or
repetitive,
whatever the
yeah.
hell she was. Yeah.
So I can see why
Can't
they
we
did
can't have repetitive Star Trek, guys.
No,
that.
no.
Can't do it.
Yeah. I like that moment when I guess they were already married, but it seems that moment in storytelling and maybe in real life for some people, not saying who, but when you get married and that other person you think you should marry is at the wedding and you kind of give them the glance during the ceremony to make sure it's okay to say I do, that kind of moment.
That was
Huh.
thanks for sharing that, Albie. That was a lot. We're gonna unpack that for a while.
I
Can
was
can I talk to
thinking,
your daughter again? I need to tell her something.
Anytime.
I was like Darren was like, I'm like, dude, this is your wedding. Stop flirting with the best man. Like, can
Right?
you just like
For one day.
put a cap on it? Just like for a day. Get it together.
I feel like there's a proud lineage of men who flirted with their best men on their wedding day. I mean, I feel like from the day time first started, I think that's
Sure.
been happening. I do think it's an interesting move though to have this sort of like he seemed to be so to me, he seemed to be so driven from the get-go of how, again, I'm going to bring up the parents again, but like how they viewed him, how they thought of him, and how he could make them proud in whatever way that he could, whether it be at Starfleet Academy or as the fucking king of their people. Like, this seems like what he would want, right? Am I crazy?
Yeah.
Like the
I
character of
think
Darum
he
as we knew him, it seems like what that character would want.
well, okay. I can work this.
Mhm.
So the Darum at the start of the season, yes, but he's since after the laser tag episode, he's learned that he can't just live his life for what his parents want.
Mhm.
He's got to also do what he wants. So yeah, episode 1 Darum would have been like, "I'm king, mom and
Yeah.
pop." But episode whatever this is, 7 Darum is like, "I guess I'm king, mom and pop."
Mm. Wah, wah. Mom and Pop, do you have lines? No? Okay.
No? No. You are mom and pop,
That
right?
that was part of the best man
Can you
speech
talk?
that kind of bumped me a little bit.
Uh-huh.
What bumps you
Sorry.
up?
What about it? What about it specifically?
When Jaden was like reminiscing about all the good times they had in the previous 4 episodes.
Well, I mean, he also should have been
Uh,
like, and let's not forget the last month and all the growing we did as people.
Right.
I think that's where they squeeze in the comics.
Yeah.
That month.
Right.
Yeah. I'm guessing it's a season per year of school. Like, so they're freshmen now, so maybe they're maybe planning on 4. If well, ideally, when they probably planned out the show, 5 seasons at least. So
I
1 per
mean,
year of academy, and then 1 when they're on their own or something.
do
It's
we
gonna
know how
I'd
be
long? I mean,
imagine.
we're assuming 4 years because it's like college, but do we know how long Starfleet Academy lasts?
I
Is it
don't know.
maybe it's like
Well,
Harry Potter and you go for 7?
Based on what I've read about how many people are watching it, I don't know if it even lasts 2. But
Well,
they
no,
have
I
already
think that
started
yeah, they're
making
they've
gonna get
2
already
2, and that's
already?
yeah,
it
I
as far
think
as I
2
know.
is yeah, as far as we know, it's only
2 and
2.
that's
They were
it?
talking about striking the sets already. So
And I think
Yeah.
the school is gonna last for as long as the show lasts. It's gonna be like a Boy Meets World situation where Feeney is their teacher from grade school
Sure.
to graduate school.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
I hope
a
not. Yeah.
well, that's the thing. If in a different world, not the show, but like in a different reality, where this
Good
show
show.
was given time to breathe, it's perfect. Yeah, great show, different world. It's perfect to introduce these characters so young and then follow them for 15 seasons if you can,
Mhm.
but not
Yeah.
going to
I
happen.
mean, that would
And
be
not
like, I'd love
Stranger
to see
Things
them.
young where that looks weird 2 years later
Right.
because
Right.
they're
Right.
already adults.
Yeah.
Mm.
And you
Mhm.
can you can age them up like a couple years, no problem. Like we could jump to them. But I suppose the whole point of Starfleet Academy is like you never get assigned with the people you went to the academy with. Like you end up on ships by yourself,
Mhm. Yeah.
They
unless
would
you're
find
Harry
a
Kim.
way.
Sure.
And
They
that
would find a way.
so what's a show and I know that there's some, I just can't think of it right now. Well, that's basically it's about being in school, it's about training or something like that, where the cast like the teachers stay, but the cast of kids goes through,
I
so
get
the cast changes.
Welcome Back, Cotter after John Travolta left.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
okay, but that did it well, I should say. Did they do it well?
I
Or
don't
nobody
think that I
remembers them
don't think
post
there's
John
ever been a
Travolta.
show that way.
So
No.
you're
There should
talking they
be.
follow the kids to the next stage of
No,
their
no,
life.
what he's
No,
saying
they
is
don't
you
follow the
stick with the
kids. You
Stay
teacher.
with
stay
the
in the
teacher.
school.
Oh,
And you
Saved
see
by the Bell and Saved by the Bell: The Next Generation.
no. It's 2 different shows, and you're following the
Was it?
same group of kids.
I mean,
No,
I
this
No,
assume
they
like
isn't
just
the
look
this
like
isn't
the
the
same
tale of
group of
Mr.
kids.
Belding.
Abbott Elementary, by the time that's done, I assume will have
Abbott Elementary.
yeah.
Yes. Perfect.
Yeah.
That, because I don't know who these kids are.
Right.
Like 3 or 4 of them, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
Starfleet Academy should be like Abbott Elementary. Like, build, like
But you think
and
they
I
should
do like this group of kids.
We need a stronger faculty then.
Yes, agreed, because 'cause we've got, I
Yeah.
think, like, 4 people. There's, like, 4
Yeah.
teachers for the whole school. And where
What
happened to where's Stock?
she was
She was on
away.
She was
audio
on right,
audio
yeah.
only. I thought
Yeah.
that
Audio
by the
only.
way, I thought that Thok's line reading was very funny.
It was.
Of
I can't live without you.
I can't know what I'll do without you. Like I can't live without you. Like that was very funny. I mean,
That
I
was
don't
She's
know
like,
why.
it's only my big toe.
Yeah.
I
I've
know
only
they
have
have
So,
two
two.
of them.
What? Two
Needless.
big ones. Two of the big ones.
so Tig Notaro is going to be on Celebrity Feet now.
Oh, for
So
sure.
Along with Holly Hunter.
did that scene bump you in any way? Like what they were firing that freezer phaser, and I think we heard a Foley sound, right? But Tig Notaro didn't hear it.
She was too busy having Thok yell in her ear.
It did bump me, but it was part of this whole scene that bumped me, this whole sequence. Why would she count down? All right, I'm going to do the thing. Why would she count down 3, 2, 1 to bending over and using the hypo spray? Why wouldn't she just do it? Why would she count down? That's insane.
Why
I think
wouldn't
just
some
to
kind
just to
of
put her
like
partner at ease.
automatic biohazard alarm go off if a fucking warp slug got loose in a school? That seems like it could go right through somebody's chest.
Yes, it
shit,
did
I'm
seem to
sorry.
hit many hard surfaces.
Not
Yeah,
in
it didn't-
Kurtzman track where you can stop on a
That-
dime
that-
dropping
that
out
would
of
have been
warp in
very
the solar
toxic.
system.
Oh man,
Anyway.
that actually would have been kind of cool. It's in my leg. It's in my leg.
So our phaser are silent, and they just been including the sound for us the whole time.
Is there a freeze setting? Is that new?
I thought that was
I
a
wanna say it's
medical.
Mr.
I thought that
Freeze
was a
gun?
hypo spray.
Some kind of medical something, yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't that a big?
You know,
ass
that
hypo
that
spray?
that, that
Sure.
that most important of medical instruments where you have to freeze something at a distance.
What?
Dude.
Gangrene. Sometimes you gotta.
Maybe it's only
we
there
gotta
for
talk
the
about-
Talaxian fly that has gotten out.
We got to talk about the luggage scene. Why would somebody need luggage when everything is in your transporter replicator wristband, right?
There is no
Because-
reason. But I can
Because
fix
she is what's her species?
Lanthanite.
Lanthanite.
So she's got a lot of old habits that die hard.
Yeah, she's super quirky. That's why she still listens to records. That's why she reads books that are books instead of
But
tablets.
she's only
So she's doing it-
393. She never existed when transporters didn't exist. She
But
does
she's-
not
she's-
have
No,
the
she's five.
excuse.
She's 500 and change.
So
No,
she's
she's
a hipster.
393.
She's 422. I'd say
Oh
422.
yeah, so she's lived 300 and some odd years longer than Calico,
Yeah.
whatever the his
She
name
likes
is.
stuff. She likes stuff. She is a
She likes
She's a
tactile
hipster.
individual. That's why
She wants to listen to it on vinyl.
She
Yeah.
likes
She
the
does have a
feel of
record player.
the ground.
But that
beneath
was
her
funny.
feet.
Why do you need 4 pairs of boots? You don't wear shoes.
That was a cute scene.
Well,
I
I mean,
feel like
that-
the scene in that humor worked. The humor in that scene worked. I thought that was- I thought
it,
this was
it
fine.
worked for me until he like pulled the handle up and it was just luggage. Like I was
Yeah,
just like,
just
I was
went
gonna
out to the
say,
store
give
and
me a
bought that.
different, just give me a different sound
Means I
effect.
grab
like a,
something, right?
Just
Yeah.
give me something. Yeah,
But I got to give them credit. They didn't put deltas all over it.
for once, for literally
For
once.
And also, not to nitpick, but you're right. A, why do you have luggage at all? B, why does your luggage not fit when you can just replicate a larger thing of luggage?
And why is
I
it
think
bigger than
she
you?
had that luggage before she was in the fleet. And she's attached to it.
It's her favorite luggage.
It's like a Joe versus the volcano situation. We're gonna take
Exactly
this
what I was
luggage
thinking.
everywhere.
So it's like
She's
lucky
gonna float
underwear.
on it.
It's like her
Mhm.
lucky underwear. She never
Yep.
travels without it. But, not that lucky since where did she go? Did they say where she was going to for her vacation that she got pulled away
I
from?
missed that part. Not Duluth. That was another student.
No, I guess it doesn't matter ultimately. Since we didn't see it and she came right back. So
I suppose none of this matters if we really break it down, John.
Well, maybe it's sentimental. Maybe like Mr. Gower gave it to her.
I don't know
Mr.
what that is.
Gower.
Maybe.
I love you, Albie.
that's fine.
I love just
okay.
don't hit my sore
You,
ear
you know
again.
what? Don't even explain it to me. I got chocolate rain. We're even. We're good.
You don't know Mr. Gower? It's a Wonderful
Maybe.
Life?
He just
It's
said
a
to
Wonderful
not
Life.
explain it. Now you're explaining it.
Oh, sorry. I'll
You
cut that part
ruined
out in
it.
post.
Why'd you ruin it?
I'll cut it out in post. I have 3 writers here, so I'm going to ask because the one part of the episode I
two
was
writers.
confused at.
You have
have
two
a
writers
published
and an
book.
English minor, is what you have.
You have a published book. It's right here. I have all my friends' books.
That's
Okay.
amazing.
They're getting in trouble at the end, and Caleb and Genesis are standing there, and there's a moment when Caleb grabs Genesis's wrists and kind of gives it 2
Mhm.
squeezes. What was that?
I just
Because
support.
like you would think it was it support? Because I was
Just
thinking it was
supporting
like
her.
remember to say this, but then immediately she said, I'll pack my stuff and I'm out of here. I understand.
No,
It
I just
just
took it
didn't
as
make sense
support.
to
It's
me.
like you're gonna be okay. That's how I took it.
Yeah, it's like I got you. I
Yeah.
think a
Okay.
lot of this
Okay.
episode, like if you're going to look at thematic, like on the whole, it was we have each other's backs. Both with Caleb, even though Caleb in Genesis, Caleb was kind of betrayed by Genesis. He's still like, I got you. Same thing with Jaden and Darum. You know what? You're an asshole. You know you're an asshole, but I got you. So we both know you're an asshole. Who gives me
That's
dreamy,
right.
dreamy stares? But yeah.
I would have liked if
So
Darren was less of an asshole at the end because there was no reason
Right,
for him
but
to be
then
a dick to Kyle at all.
the last line though, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't it Jaden calling him an asshole?
yeah,
Like
Yeah.
in that
yeah,
As
scene?
he walks by, asshole.
It is
yeah.
asshole.
It's like, what are we doing? That was to me, that was like, let's reset the character and have none of this growth matter.
Asshole.
Yep.
All
So
right. Well, before we go into our final thoughts and ratings, we got some fun things to do. Chris, what's up first?
do we do the episode crush slash MVP first?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
All right.
I'll go with my episode crush first. I wanted to say at first because I was really digging this lady Kira, that was the bride. But I gotta say there was something about Genesis in this episode, and I feel bad and it's weird because I love Tarima, and whenever Tarima's in an episode, I can't look at anybody else. There's some kind of fascination. But like much like Counselor Troy, she wasn't in this episode. So I was completely focused on Genesis, and I crushed on Genesis, and I just
Wow.
liked her in this episode. John Irons, favorite person slash episode crush, either one.
Um, I guess I would say Jaden is probably my
Hmm.
um favorite person in this episode. Um, and I'll give the episode crush the relationship between him and that rock. I thought that was great. Those two had a lot of
Was
good
that
chemistry together.
Was that joke kinda like you hitting bricks or shooting rocks? Was that what was kinda implied in there?
No,
Like, he
where
was
are you
so
getting
surprised he
this?
was
How does your
He
brain
just
No.
work?
he picked up a rock.
No, he just picked up a rock.
He
He
picked
wanted
up a
to
rock
kill
as a
somebody.
weapon.
well, you see
He
his
was gonna
dress,
brain
and then you
someone.
see a big rock fall out from underneath it,
It's
his
a
scant.
scant.
He was
It's not a
holding it.
dress.
It didn't fall from between his legs. He was holding it clearly the whole time.
Okay, I thought that's the joke they were going for, I don't know.
That's a joke you're going for.
Okay.
It's about the level of the Stephen Colbert Morning Wood joke.
Yeah. Oh, you beat me to it. I was just gonna go Morningwood.
Ah! Matt, favorite character or episode crush or both? Either one.
I think in this episode, I gotta give it to. I've been waiting to hear from them all season. I gotta give it to Darren's parents. I think they were great. Like they really seized the opportunity to explore more about that family relationship they've spent 4 episodes talking about.
Hopefully on the Blu-rays, the cutscenes, we'll get to watch them. Chris.
Yep,
I
all those
usually try to
Blu-rays they
be-
release of Paramount Plus shows.
I'm assuming that we'll have a conversation later when he
Okay.
goes back and is a disgrace and is and everybody on the planet hates him. And his parents get to say, "I told you so."
I like that. I like that. I like disgraceful.
Kind of like
yeah.
a wicked for good kind of
Haven't
thing.
seen it. Don't spoil.
Okay, I won't spoil
Too
it.
late.
Chris,
Have
I
you not
usually
seen
try to
Wicked?
be.
I saw the
I
first.
will
I haven't
never
seen
see
the
Wicked.
sequel yet.
You
Don't
not
you have
saw
a
the
daughter,
play?
John?
You didn't see the play?
No, didn't see the play.
Oh my
I
god!
was
saw the
so
play.
so I was so I didn't know what was coming in Wicked. I did the same thing with Hamilton. I didn't know what was gonna happen until I saw
Oh,
the
that's
movie.
cool.
It was
Well,
it was
enjoy.
yes. It was
I
it's tricky avoiding it. Don't get me wrong. Like,
I took Serenity to Broadway to see Wicked, and we sat front row center. So
Oh wow!
also,
it was
the
amazing.
opposite. for
I got to
me.
be honest with you. That's too close.
it was amazing. You'd smell the grease paint, literally. The green paint, you could smell it.
Do you want that?
Yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that in my
Well,
in my
my
theater.
eyesight's not the best, so it worked out
All
for
right,
me.
all right.
All right,
Okay,
well, there you go.
that's fair.
All right.
Yeah. And the woman playing Elphaba and that I had a little crush on. Okay, Chris. I always get crushes. Albie
I'm
needs
like-
a girlfriend. Albie needs a
Adele
girlfriend.
Dazeem? Was it Adele Dazeem?
No. This was what, 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, Chris?
You are knocking it out of
Here.
the park, man. Like it's like it's almost like you do this for a living.
Sometimes.
You're good at this.
Hey,
There's a
it
playbill
is.
from that night. I didn't
Yes.
go. Joining the
but you have
company
the
was
playbill.
Christian Thompson in that performance.
He was our chaperone and tour guide around New York
And
City.
who do you
He's
want to
from
know
New York.
who Alphabet was?
Yes, who was Alphaba that night?
Alphabet was
Alphaba.
it was either Mary Kate Morrissey or Alexander Sosha.
It was Mary Kate, because I follow her on Instagram.
So there you go. Whoever
I'm
that is.
I was
Looking
very
it up.
excited to see her. So we had the perfect seats. And next to me on either side was another daddy and daughter duo. So it was perfect. Chris, crush.
Both daddies had crushes on Alpha. I love it.
Yeah.
She's
One or
cute,
the
yeah.
other, yeah. But I like my women green. I'm just saying.
Oh,
Cool.
now Susan Oliver. Oof.
Exactly.
My episode crush is Susan Oliver.
Okay.
Let's go.
I don't know who that
We'll
is.
take it. It's fair.
No, I usually try to come up with something deeper. I try to be not so prurient in these in these segments. However, it's late. I'm tired. Kyra was a hottie hot.
She was. And
Move-
the accent.
Moving on. Best
Moving on.
favorite part of the episode.
John.
I gotta think about it. I you know what? I'm not trying to crib off of Matt Myra's sheet, but I actually wrote this in my note. My favorite part was that they didn't show us the wedding. There was no reason for us to see that wedding. And, like I appreciated that it wasn't even a montage. Like like there was kind of a hazy scene where you see the officiant and
Yeah, it was like 5 frames.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good. Cause nobody cared, especially since I mean, not that I knew they were gonna annul
Yeah,
it, but
they're
like
gonna immediately annul. Yeah.
I very much appreciated that they didn't make us sit through alien wedding ceremony. Oh, that's a weird thing they did. I don't care. I don't know.
We already
No,
had
thank
enough
you.
of that with the dinner scene.
No, thank you.
Not showing up to the ceremony or running away from the altar. We didn't get any of those. So that's
No.
good.
Didn't need it. Didn't want it.
Matt,
fair.
what was your favorite part?
Honestly, it was Jaden picking up the rock to defend his friend and feeling like a Klingon.
Mhm.
Like, jokes aside, like that character gelled in that moment for me. Like I was like, oh, okay, all right. So
My favorite part, I think, was I love the Felicity and Dawson of it all. So I just really loved Caleb and Genesis laying there on the ground talking. That was a nice moment for me.
If you want to take advantage of my English minor status, you could say they were lying on an opposite, almost kind of a yin and yang, saying that they balance each other
Yes.
very
'Cause it
well,
was circular too, yeah.
which would imply, yeah, there was a circle underneath them, which would imply, and definitely the camera was above them, almost rotating a little bit, that they might end up being the couple, even though Tarima is probably the better fit. So it might be like you said, Matt. Maybe they'll do a thing later.
is
or
that how
maybe
they are on the poster?
They're everybody's together on the poster, I think. Oh, you know what? I don't know. Maybe.
I'll have to look. I did like that they were laying on the rubber diamond plate because I have a bunch of that, so I recognized it because I was
Mhm.
building a bottle butt from iCarly until I found out about the behind the scenes of iCarly stuff, and then we stopped building the bottle butt. Chris,
My favorite part was the
Chris.
bottle butt. My favorite part of the episode was this. I think the soft tissue injury the writers must have given themselves to explain why fish people weren't on a water planet. That was my favorite part of the episode.
And not
It's a
only that,
moon!
aren't they all fish people and like they're just pretending to be
Right.
mammals in
I
front
don't
of
know.
us, maybe? Kind of like Odo. So
Unclear.
why would everybody pretend to be mammals in front of themselves?
It's a moon.
It doesn't. It makes very little to
No, it doesn't
any
make any
sense.
sense.
All right, Matt Myra, we got you for 3 questions because it's time for Treksploration's famous trivia segment.
Oh boy.
I
3
hope
questions, Matt.
I hope you've
Star
never
Trek
played
trivia. You think you can do it?
Star Trek Scene at the DVD game because that's where we get these
I can try
questions
it.
from.
I can try it. Here we go. Go.
All right. Which alien race mistakes Captain Picard for a gad in the Next Generation episode Who Watches the Watchers?
Oh, they're proto Vulcans. Hang on. What are they called? I don't remember the
You
name
got
of them,
this.
but they're the Proto-Vulcans, right?
They are
Yes.
Proto-Vulcans, and one of them played Satan. And
And
Bob.
one
He
of
was also
them,
Bob, right?
Hi, Bob.
oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I don't know. I can't pull it. No clue.
John Irons. Do you want to steal it?
Please. If this were my show, I would have given him credit for Proto-Vulcans. So, yeah.
Okay.
You're asking the wrong dude.
You
You
get a
gotta
point.
have a point.
just
You
can
gotta
I just
have a
say he
point for
gets it?
Proto-Vulcans.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I should I say it?
Say it. Say
I
it,
want to say
Albie.
the Mintalkins.
It is the Mintalkins. I was going to say, what
Mintalkins.
is this whole show about? It's Mintalkin. All right.
Ha! Pamela Adlon. It was Pamela Adlon. I remember that. She was the.
In the
It's a good
Voyager
episode. She was
episodes,
good in
you
it,
have
yeah.
half a point,
she was.
Matt. Half a point
Half
for
a point.
Proto-Vulcans.
I'll take half.
That's
I'll take
good.
half. Thank you.
Yeah.
In the Voyager episode Prime Factors, why won't the Sicarians share their technology to help the crew of the USS Voyager return to Earth more quickly?
Prime Factors.
Can you give a season for that?
Is that the one
No.
where the guy is
I
like
don't know.
hitting on Janeway, and Janeway's letting it happen, trying to get the technology?
You assume I've seen the
Trying to think.
episode.
Oh, okay.
I have not seen the episode.
That's fair.
Is that the one where they're like really good at math? No.
I thought every
No.
episode of Star Trek was the one where they were really good at math.
This is early. This is early.
Man,
in
I
the
gotta say,
Voyager
I'm a little
run.
surprised.
This is early.
I'm not-
I mean, look, we're
I'm not
we're
angry,
in
I'm just
season 6
disappointed.
now. We're in season
Yeah,
6
season
of
6 of
Voyager right
Voyager.
now. So I've put
I wanna
season
say-
1 like so far in the
Yeah.
Wayback Machine of my brain at this point.
I feel like it's the season 3, the one where Harry goes to a different world, and he's like, "How is there different moons?"
Okay, so
Where
in
are
the
we?"
Voyager episode, Prime Factors, why won't the Sicarians share their technology to help the crew of the USS Voyager return to Earth more quickly?
It
Because
I think
says
if you
they're
guessed that,
violates-
I think you'd be right.
It violates their
their
Prime
own
directive.
Prime directive.
Exactly. You guys all
Holy
got
shit.
it
Ding, ding,
because
ding, ding, ding,
because
ding.
because this is, you were right, and this is Voyager, so of course it's going to be the laziest reason ever. All right, so you got
Oh, that's
you-
insane.
you got 1.5 out of
So-
2.
You should count that as 2
Yeah.
because we both got
Yeah.
it independently, and
Yeah.
I
All
don't
right,
know
so now
shit
you
about
got
Voyager.
2.5 points
Thank
out of
you.
2.
There you go. Perfect.
Name the actress who was mother to Spock in the original series episode Journey to Babel and motion picture The Voyage Home.
Oh God. Hang on.
I knew this.
Oh God. God damn.
She's famous. Oh, I know. Okay, I got it. No.
Winona Ryder.
Oh, wow. She blew up
I
with
pulled it.
Vulcan.
That's a
Sorry.
half
I
point.
pulled
You did.
one.
You did say the motion picture.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
definitely a motion picture.
It was a motion picture.
All right, Albie, who do you say?
Was it June Lockhart?
Nope, not June Lockhart. That was the mom in Lost in Space.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
And
it was
Lassie.
some famous actress from the 50s, right?
Yeah, uh-huh.
It is?
It was Audrey Hepburn. Moving on.
No.
I know it's not Audrey Hepburn. It's Jane
I was like,
Wyatt.
that's
Jane Wyatt.
Jane
Jane
you
Wyatt,
guys,
son of a
I would
bitch.
say
Jane
you
Wyatt.
never would have gotten it in a million years. I'm spoiling it. So,
No,
okay, Matt,
no,
so
I
you
would have
got
said Jane Wyman.
2.5 out of 3, and with the help of the beautiful John Iron. So you pulled it out of the fire
Thank
sword.
Thank you, John Iron, for
thank
the
you so
assist.
much.
It is now time for Trek
get one
and
right a season.
Tell. Trek and Tell.
Trek and Tell. Who's
I-
got a Trek and Tell?
I have a
let's
I
let
have a
Matt go
Matt.
first.
I have
Oh,
a Matt and
let's let
Tell.
Chris go first.
I have a
I
Matt and
love a
Tell.
Matt
and
and
Tell.
Tell. That sounds awesome.
Because second only to my fandom for Star Trek is my fandom for Frasier. And
Oh,
Matt
and Niles
Myra.
Funko.
Oh, you haven't seen nothing yet.
Oh my God.
Here's the obvious one. Obviously. So Matt did
Oh,
Talk
beautiful.
Salad and Scrambled Eggs with
I did.
Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith, who
And
interviewed
then-
me once.
And I found the ultra rare Morton,
Oh, Martin
Morton
and
with
Eddie.
Eddie. So there
Nice.
you go.
Hang on.
Wow.
So these are my Matt Myra Frasier fandom Myra and tells.
Very
Myra
cool.
Intels. I like that. I think we should do that from now on instead of Trek Intels. Oh, Chris, look what he's got.
Ooh.
Oh, what a Frasier. What is that? Is that like
What is the
a
Fantastic
a
Four?
what if? Oh, that's where'd you get that? That's
Oh.
insane. I've never even
And
heard
then,
of
hang
that.
on. It says, my wife got me this when we first got together. And it says, watch out, evil, I'm listening.
I love it.
Was that personally commissioned, or did she find it somewhere?
That was, it was, Brad, this artist, Brad Bird. Not that Brad Bird, a different Brad Bird.
I was like, what?
But he
I
does,
was
he
thinking Brad
does,
Garrett.
he does a bunch of awesome pop culture art. And this Frasier thing, I was like, this is the most perfect thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's pretty great.
It's just
What if
nice,
Frasier
nice to meet
joined?
a fellow Frasier fan.
And it's like, ooh, the Marvel what ifs. I remember those. And then it's like, yes, what if Frasier joined the Fantastic Four? And it's just a beautiful drawing of Kelsey Grammer.
That's amazing.
That's awesome,
Thank you
dude.
for
So
thank you for
Yes.
talking Frasier for a second. I loved it. Let me put this on.
thank
Very,
you for
very
Talk
Reed
salad and
Richards
scrambled
energy
egg.
coming
thank
off
you
of
for talk
Fraser
salad and
Crane.
scrambled egg.
Yeah,
Thank you.
where did that end up? Did you guys ever finish that run?
We
Are
have
you going
not
back to
finished it. You know what? I saw Kevin like 2 months ago. And we talked about just firing it back up. So it's not dead. we just
Nope.
just all had other
The
things happening.
subscription's still on my phone, so if it ever does come
Beautiful.
back, it'll
Keep
pop
that
right
there.
up.
Keep Phoebe ready to go also. You never know.
Yep.
But yeah.
Right.
Okay, so here's mine. Ready, guys? This is
Yes.
I found this on the set of the Goldbergs. It was part of our set deck. We had we rent all the time from prop houses anyway, so they needed to rent books because we had bookcases. And I was sitting there on set and I was looking at the bookcase and I saw this Hotel Royale. And I
Oh
said,
wow! No,
hang on a second. Is that
that's not real.
the Hotel Royale by Todd Matthews from the Star Trek episode The Royale? It
That is amazing.
Wow.
It is a prop book that somehow had made its way into this prop house's rental books. And it ended up on the set of Goldberg's when I was sitting there and I was staring. For some reason, it caught my eye. And I walked over to it and I was like, is this? Oh, my God. I sent a picture of it to Frakes. It is, here's the, I'll read you the back cover. You never get to see the back cover of the Hotel Royale.
No.
The story of a group of compulsive gamblers caught up in the web of crime, corruption, and deceit spun by nefarious Lothario Mickey D, who appears only at the climax to be brought to his knees by a heartbroken bellboy.
I
That's
want to
fantastic.
read it.
So this is sadly it's just in a copy of a Jonathan Kellerman book.
Hmm.
They just
Might be worth
reskin
to read
something.
anyway to say you did it.
Yes, absolutely. But this is
That is amazing.
This is one of those things where I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that's there." And I said to the set deck, I was like, "Hey, we're gonna have one less book to send back to the prop house, just so you know."
Now, did you have to keep that on the DL because there are other Trekkers on the set that would have bodily killed you for it?
I gotta let you know, no one cared nearly as much as I did. We have a crew of 120 people on that set, and not a single person cared as much as I did. I was so excited.
Well, good for you, man.
Thank you.
That's an amazing find. That's like a unicorn.
Yeah, I went in when I saw the email about having something to show and trek or trek and tell rather. I ran in my house to my bookcase and grabbed this special for you guys to share it because I was like,
Awesome.
I know some nerds who might enjoy this dumbness.
That is amazing. Do you know if there's any episodes where you can see it on screen? Or what episodes it might be?
Here's where you would look
it?
for it. You would look for it in it's when Barry is in college. It's when he has an apartment that he shares with the JTP. It's in the
Yeah,
bookcase in the
JTP,
apartment.
JTP,
Yeah, JTP.
JTP,
It's in the
JTP.
bookcase in that apartment. So, and it's on a reverse
Okay, cool.
shot with a wall we usually swung out. Ooh,
Okay.
I might have directed the episode. Hang on, my brain is working. I might be able to tell you the name.
What are you
It
doing
was
talking to us on our YouTube show?
Shut up, guys! I talk to anyone who wants to talk to me about Star Trek. Okay, please, let's keep talking.
You're blowing it, Chris. He thinks we're
hang on.
cool. Shut up.
Yeah, don't tell him we're not so cool.
Hang on. I literally have to look up the
Blow this
name.
for
I have to
me.
look up. I'm looking up the name of that episode.
It's like,
just because.
this is Matt Myra's life. I don't remember which episode of The Goldbergs I directed. Wait a minute.
I might have directed it. Yeah.
No. I didn't. I don't. What the?
I was talking to Kevin Smith a couple of months ago.
JTP.
Guys, it's LA. We just run into people. It's like the Epstein list, you know? It's just like, we all run into each other in Palm Beach. What is the name of the episode? Let me tell you what happens in the episode, and then you can probably find it that way. The JTP forms a boy band, and
Yes.
and Joey McIntyre is in it as Rob Hubel's brother. So
I have distinct memories of that. Yes.
I probably look it up by Joey McIntyre.
Yeah, look it up. I need to know now.
Tire.
This is great.
Downtown
Sure.
Boys? Is that the name? Hang on, that might be the name of it. Downtown Boys. Joey McIntyre, Goldbergs. The Downtown Boys. I pulled
Downtown
it.
Boys.
I pulled the name.
There we go.
So I think
what season? What episode does it say?
that is season that aired the 16th of March 2022.
It's got to be
Season 9,
pretty late if
episode
Barry's
16.
in college. Yeah, it's got to be way
season 9,
into the
episode
show.
16.
So
All
this
right.
is Matt Myra is the Violet Bick of Treksploration. Oh, that episode of The Goldbergs, I only direct that when I don't care what I direct. Another It's a Wonderful Life reference.
I only did a couple, but like the titles of our episodes we always pulled it out of one random line in the script, and it was often so nonsensical. And the fact that the Downtown Boys comes from a line that Adam says in the script to Beverly, where he has gone downtown with Dave Kim, and she's like, yeah, and he's like, yeah, we're Downtown Boys now. Just the episode title is Downtown. So yeah,
that's amazing. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that. Mine not as cool, but it's kind of cool. Let's see if you can see it. It is a matchbook.
Wow.
From the premiere of Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
I was going to say, is that a Leah on that matchbook?
Wow.
So
that has,
it's
that has
not
a valuable
complete.
offer. That has a valuable offer.
I know.
What's in there? Is that a ticket? What is that?
Is that a
What's the writing?
correspondence school? Have your producer read it.
What is
having
the
my producer
valuable
read it.
offer?
Can you draw this puppy? Send it back in.
Right.
Getting a poster sent to you if you send it in.
Oh my god!
think it's too late.
I think
That's
those posters are out of
So
stock.
these are from 79?
79.
Probably,
right?
yeah.
I pulled one out.
Uh-oh.
he's dude.
Let's see if it does it.
I mean, it shouldn't.
There we
What
go.
about that?
It's
Did
like
it
the
work? I can't even-
technology did not need
Oh my
to
god!
improve.
This is amazing.
Wow.
Is that
This
a
unbelievable?
is that a programmable
That's-
matter match?
How many years did this match wait to be lit?
You know, they
Right?
say time is the fire in which we burn.
So let me know if you want this match. I'll send it out to you.
Here we go.
beautiful.
The next patron gets that match.
So that's my Trek and Tell. Free match book from Star Trek: The Motion Picture. I bought it when I had stupid money.
Hey,
I
let's see
couldn't
that.
stop
Hang on, I
scrolling
want
on
to see
eBay.
that. What does it say at the bottom again? It says the human adventure. What does it say?
It's
Flip
just
it, the other
beginning,
side.
right?
I love that. The human adventure is just beginning. Now smoke a cigarette.
I was gonna say, light a Jimmy.
You know, I didn't think about how much that sentence didn't make sense until you called my attention to it. The human adventures. I mean, is it? I don't think. No. Okay.
I don't
then
know
it
if you
is,
know
right?
this, but humans have been around longer than Star Trek: The Motion Picture. No. It's fine. We'll put it on the matches. It's fine.
It's
And
just
dinosaurs before that. Distant Origin.
Sure.
Good episode.
it's just
And especially if you were in
just
the
beginning.
time of Star Trek, it's even longer. Humans have been doing stuff.
So
But
true.
you
This
didn't
isn't the beginning.
watch. You didn't watch Seventh Heaven Dad turn into an energy being before your eyes.
That's true.
So
That is true.
That is true. There you
I
go.
That's
also
somebody
didn't
that might
watch
be in the
him.
file.
Oh, he probably started
Might
them.
be.
All right, that took a dark turn.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you bring up Matt Decker. I'm
I
sorry,
was gonna
okay?
say
That's what
Stephen
happens.
Collins. Oof,
Yeah.
yeah,
What's
yeah.
next, Chris?
What's next? I guess it's final thoughts and ratings.
Ooh, final
Mm.
thoughts and ratings. Let's start with John Irons, the beautiful John Irons. Final thoughts and ratings.
Thank you. I was hoping you wouldn't. All right. So, because like I didn't dislike this episode, um, but I like you said about Wrath of Khan, I felt like more episodes were just better, and
Mhm.
this episode
Hmm.
was okay. I thought this episode was okay. I think I gave my lowest rating to the Sam episode, although it has grown on me through multiple viewings. Like I don't hate it as much. I never hated it, but I like it more than I used to.
Episode
I
5.
Episode 5, yeah, the DS9 slash Sam episode. So I think I gave that a 3, maybe a 3.5. I don't think this was as bad, so I'll give it a 4. I thought it was fine. I thought it was fine. There was little that
For
offended
what?
me. I will give it 4, um I'll give it 4, wedding tiara Hawaiian shirt ensembles out of 5.
Nice.
Okay. Wow.
We never did see Jaden in that shirt. Matt, final thoughts and
Yeah.
ratings.
So if we're going on a scale of 1 to 5, correct?
Correct, but if you want to be
Okay.
ridiculous like me, you can go up to 10, and it's a wacky object from this particular episode. Silly object.
Understood. Here's how I feel about the episode. I think I feel very similar to John, at least the words he said. The number feels like it didn't
The
match
number
the
seems like
words
you
he
liked
said.
it.
Yeah, it kind of feels I feel like a 4 out of 5. You kidding me? This is Roger Ebert's gonna be like, this is a great
You know,
movie. Look,
I was teetering on 3.5. Let's
so
call it a 3.7.
when you said
3.7.
4, my brain's like, oh, everything he said matches up with a 4 on a scale of 1 to 10. So what I'm gonna say, what I'm gonna say is I agree with a lot of what you're saying. I found this episode to be very inoffensive. It existed, and it was not. I don't mind a downbeat with some characters. I prefer the character moments to have some real growth to them. I know you guys say that there was some of that, and maybe there was, and I just am like too obtuse to see it. But I will say that um the episode was an exhale from the previous week, and it didn't do anything that I was like, this is the most ridiculous thing I've seen, which a lot of New Trek has done. So I would probably put it. I'm gonna throw it into the again on a scale of 1 to 5. I'm gonna put this at a 2.5. 2.5 out of 5. To me, that will be the median. That's like the middle of the road. So I'm gonna say
That makes sense.
2.5 out of 5.
2.5 what?
Oh, it's obviously 2.5 warp slugs. Duh.
There we go. Awesome. What is the genre? It's like young adult romance, right? I like that genre. I liked, like I said, Felicity was one of my favorite shows. Dawson's Creek, maybe Vampire Diaries type thing I was into, Buffy. I like the love, the emotion, the getting together, that stage in relationships. So for me, this episode had that, and it had the palate cleanser. I like what you said in Exhale. I
Mm.
never heard it like that before, Matt. I like that it had that because there's only 10 episodes. So, what Disco would do or other New Trek would do was make every episode count, and every episode is, the fate of the galaxy. But none of that, it was just about maybe learning a little bit more about the characters because we did learn a little bit more about Genesis, and we got
Mhm.
some backstory for Darum, and then we had that connection between Genesis and Caleb. So I enjoyed that, and I'm enjoying the the song of the week, maybe the CW soundtrack. I don't know what it's going to be end up calling, but I'm enjoying that, which I know a lot of people are not, but that it's for me. So this show is kind of made for me. I'm feeling. But that being said, what is this episode? I'm kind of calling it the wedding episode in my mind, but it's a little more than halfway for me because of the relationship stuff and the music and the love. So I'm going to give it 3.5 Tig Notaro's big toes, which is too many toes for any one person, I think.
Broken
That's
big toe, right?
That's 1.5
Broken big
more than
toes.
she had in the episode, so I'm very
swollen big
impressed.
toe.
That's true.
So did
So Chris,
why
okay,
was her
John,
toe? I'm sorry, we didn't talk about it. Why was her toe big like that? That was
I
like,
think she
She
swelling?
broke it. She said it was broken. She kicked a rock or something.
does your
Edema.
toes swell like that?
I don't know.
That
Yes,
looked like
Tig's toes swell
It
like
was
that.
very cartoonish.
it did. It looked like his ears. So I was like, did she step on the slug? And she
That
didn't
would have
notice?
had some cause and effect. That would have been Chekhov's slug.
Check off slug.
She might have been playing toxic or non-toxic by herself.
Yeah.
True. With her toe.
Kick the can of slug.
Chris, bring us home.
Well, I know I came out of the gate sort of defending this episode as an example of what Trek has done in the past with home, with family. And I don't want to give misconception to those listening. This episode was well nigh useless. There was not a lot going on, and what did happen, you alluded to it, Matt. You kind of stole my thunder, but I mean, especially with Darum and Jaden, it seemed like there was like a year in hell style Voyager reset button pressed. And I do not like that at all. Year in hell is so stupid. But anyway, that being said, I mean, I still like the cast. I still like the characters. I think that this is, by and large, just a waste of time. The wacky hijink romp thing didn't work with Caleb and Genesis. The wedding stuff was all over the place with the tone of the relationship between Darum and Jaden. First they're making eyes, and then I'm leaving, and then oh yeah, well you desert your family, and oh but you're the greatest guy I ever knew, and it was like, what is going on here? It's just so convoluted. And at the end of the episode, when you think of home, when you think of family, you come away liking the characters more because you know more about them. You're more enriched by their backstory. I came away liking the characters a little less in this one, quite frankly. So I really think that this is one of the low points of the series so far, because it's just a wasted opportunity. There could have been so much more good meaty character stuff in this, and instead they just threw it away on frivolous nonsense. Um I have to rate it higher than Series Acclamation Mill because I did accuse Series Acclamation Mill of ruining Deep Space Nine for me. So, and what did
Man.
I give that? What did I give that? Two
You gave it
out
like a
of
2 or
Yeah,
2
it
yeah, I
is
was
gave
low.
it a 2.
maybe a 2.5.
I'm
Maybe
gonna give this 227. We'll go Marla Gibbs. I'm gonna give this a
Yes.
227.
Jack A. Harris.
Yes, a 227 retro suitcases out of 5. And
let me just say, you guys, I've
No, you're
I've
stuck with
seen
your
the light.
3.5.
I'm dropping my number. I'm dropping my number now. But here's the thing. Like I gave Series Acclamation Mail, I think I gave it a 3. Um and after multiple viewings, I like that more. So I
I loved it.
don't feel I don't feel like I can give this a 4 because to me, you're doing like numerical grading. I think I'm doing like letter grading. So to me,
Mm,
if it was okay, it's a 3. If it
gotcha.
was anything like below a 3 means I just didn't like it.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give this a solid 3. I'm give it a 3 because it is
Okay.
at this point below Series Acclamation Mail. Still not a bad episode, but
Yeah.
it's fine.
I mean, a 4
I give it a 3.
was kind of bad. So I'm glad you brought it down.
Thank Thank you, my brothers, for showing me the way.
Well, we want to know
You
what
are of the body.
you out there in YouTube land think of this episode. You can tell us right here below in the comments below. Please share your thoughts on this episode and every other episode of Starfleet Academy here on the YouTube
Can I
channel.
try something, guys, I've never gotten to do before? Because I've
Oh,
never really
yes.
been on a
Please.
like a YouTube type video like this.
Oh, okay,
Here's what I
sure.
want to say. Guys, don't forget, tell us all about it in the comments. Did you think that this episode was a 2.5 like I did? Or a 4 like old time John did? He's seen the light though. He's at a 3. All you got to do is comment down below. Don't forget to hit the bell icon if you're subscribed. And if you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Just hit the button. It's literally one tiny movement of your index finger. And if you don't have an index finger, use your nose.
Thank you.
You know-
I usually feel so much pressure to shill at the end of the episode, but we're gonna Albie, isolate that. We're gonna play it at the end of
Yes.
every episode from now
Okay,
on.
Right,
I want
every
to do.
week.
I want to do. I just want to say, just don't forget to smash that like button, smash
Yeah.
and subscribe, ring that
Smash.
bell, ring that bell for new
Ring that bell.
for new
All you
new
gotta
video
do.
every time it drops. Or something
Smash
like
smash that button, Caleb. All right. So just remember, any comments that you give us may or may not be used in an upcoming episode of Treksploration. And speaking of upcoming episodes, Albie, tell us what's coming up next.
Yes, we have the title for next week's episode. Are you ready for this?
Maybe.
Episode log lines and titles are embargoed for the Monday before that specific episode is available to stream on Paramount Plus in the U.S.
All right.
Nice.
That's
That
the
Latin again?
eighth time we've seen that episode. Jeez.
It's the only joke we have.
That's the only
It's-
joke
it's
we
a
have.
running
Yeah.
gag.
It's a running. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to press the reset button eventually at the end of the 10 episodes, and it'll be like it's fresh all over again. You'll see,
Maybe-
Matt. We have a
Why
whole
wouldn't-
thing. And, yeah.
Can't wait.
Maybe
I can't
sooner.
wait.
We're playing the
Why don't-
Voyager long game.
Maybe sooner
Why
on that
wouldn't
joke.
they want anybody to know what's coming next week and how excited we are about it and stuff?
Morning
I don't
wood.
know. Yeah, Morning Wood. So insert pre-release image of episode here.
Here.
What it might be about.
And
'Cause we can do that.
everybody give us a round of applause for the wonderful Matt Myra for
Yay.
coming
Thank
on
you.
to our humble little show and for classing up the joint. Matt, you
Just happy to
have
be
been
here.
such a wonderful guest, and
Thank you so much.
I want
Guys, I
to
love
just
Star
say,
Trek.
I want to say it's so nice to be just, in the Trek community with such great people who have so many good opinions and who can, really discuss stuff in depth. And even though I think you're coming from a little bit of a darker place, that's refreshing for us. We tend to gush a little bit, so it's nice to
I get it.
come up against
I
that
get it.
wall that is Matt Myra.
I just want
and
everyone to remember these guys can still get the screeners. I'm not even on that list. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't want to ever write Star Trek because I love it so much. I don't want to break it. So I don't need that job, even though we're not really giving those out. I don't need your screeners because I'll just watch it when the G-pop does. Don't worry about that. So I get to say whatever I want. But these guys, they're enjoying your work. So keep on sending those screeners.
Awesome. Yeah. I would think you could just text Frakes and say, what's your login?
That's probably true. I mean, but I haven't bothered.
Okay, before we go, I want if you could share, Matt, a little spoiler from the next episode of Star Trek, the next conversation. How many Andes does this episode get?
This episode, well, because we go on a scale of 1 to 10 over there at the old next
Mhm.
conversation, this episode is probably, honestly, getting a 5 out of 10. It's going to be that 2.5 times 2 because we get twice as many numbers to work with. Now,
Makes
what I
sense.
like to do is I try to take Andy's rating, and just like I did to John, I like to pull it down. I'm like, come on down. This is where you need to be. This is new Trek. We can't like it
Did you-
that much.
Think about it, John. Really think about it. Okay.
Come
You
on,
usually do.
John.
You guys make some good points.
Put it in a
Matt, tell
body bag,
everybody where they
Johnny. Sorry.
Matt, tell everybody where they can find Star Trek: The Next Conversation and how they can be the
Oh,
president.
boy.
Because I highly recommend it. I'm not only a listener, I'm a client. I don't know how that goes. My hair's
appreciate
fake,
that.
or is it my suit?
Genuinely.
But that level of subscription, I highly recommend. It's very worth it. The content, The quantity
We try to
and
pump out
quality.
hours of extra content. Hours of extra content. Andy and I like to talk for at least 2 to 3 hours every time we sit down. And by sit down, I mean talk to each other over Zoom. We've not done we haven't done a podcast in person since March of 2020. I found out technology worked, and I was like, this is going to be it forever. I don't have to leave my house. This is amazing. So that's what we do. I love it. I love talking about Star Trek. Head over to patreon.com/Star Trek TNC if you want to support the show. If you want to join the President's Circle and get yourself, I don't know how many extra podcasts a month, but enough, and many extra hours. And now's a good time to go in there because you can hear me talk about all of Picard, all of Starfleet Academy so far, all of Strange New Worlds, all of Discovery, all 3 to 5 seasons of that show. Oh, God. All the Marvel movies up till I don't even know what. We're doing Firefly right now. There's a lot happening in there.
Loving that.
There's a lot
I'm loving
happening.
Firefly.
I like Firefly except for the fact that they have so many stairs. And if I'm on a spaceship, I'm not walking up any stairs. Get me a turbo lift. Anyway, Star Trek Next Conversation. Look for it. Find it. We love you. Thanks for having me on, guys. It's been a joy.
Highly worth it. If we were Mini Kiss, you guys would be Kiss. You inspired us.
It's very
So
sweet. Thank you.
Yes. So
we're not
for
nearly as
Treksploration-
litigious either, by the way. We're not nearly as litigious as Kiss.
For Treksploration, I'm Albie.
I'm Chris. I think Albie just called us Muppet Babies.
I'm John, and we do make your dreams come true.
Muppet Babies. For Treksploration, I'm Albie.
I think we just did that, didn't we?
Did we? I don't know.
Did we do the
Okay.
Voyager reset button? Albie,
we'll
get
see
it
you next
together,
time.
man.
Don't forget to smash it. Oh, wait. Sorry, hang on.
Should we do it again? Did I get it? I think I can fix it in post.
Wait, John's got it. Wait,
John's got something.
oh, there we go.
Don't forget to smash subscribe. Smash the like button, yo.
Yes. Yes, sell it.
All right.
Get it.
We'll see you
What?
next time.
What?
Nighty night, rabbits.
Treksploration is a podcast, yeah. Chris and Albie and sometimes John talking Trek all night and day, making no sense along the way. Published author of the Seeker book, father of Serenity, former cook. The beautiful John Irons is our friend. When we get together, it never ends. Original series and next gen. Captain Archer is our friend. Albie loves Voyager in DS9. Archer is our friend. Chris watches Enterprise all the time. Archer is our friend. New episodes, they come and go. All Star Trek is our favorite show. We get guests we can't afford. If you are new, then welcome aboard. It's Albie's only job, so donate well. Like and subscribe and ring that bell. Original series and